Hey, wrong scene. How's that? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I hit the wrong scene. We'll be right. We're still here. We're just trying to get
Roll
the
it.
right scene. Roll it
It's
again.
okay. This is all part of live production, okay? This is just like plays and stuff like that. Live production, okay? This is what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
It's okay. It's
Well,
okay.
hopefully, maybe by the 150th episode, I have it down.
No,
No, I
it's
probably
it's
won't.
live, right? There's always stuff going wrong.
Hey, that's where they get the bloopers from, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when you yell at someone off, kind of, that's not even there, and make it their fault. Like Brian. Just yell at Brian.
Oh yeah, Brian. Why'd you do that?
Exactly.
Gave you one job. One
Exactly.
job.
Yeah.
My
you had
dog's
one shot, one opportunity, you're gone.
my dog's down here looking at me like, "What I do, Dad?"
Just call out the dog's name. Blame the dog. That's all you gotta do.
He like stopped
know?
and looked at me. He goes, "What are you doing? What did I do?"
I love it. You gotta love pets.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's why I like it, because it's just like, just every time I have somebody come on here, they're just like, well, what do we talk about? It's like, this is like it's really a non-scripted, just kind of fly by the seat of
Couch
your
talk.
pants. Yeah.
Couch
And-
talk, table talk, however
Yeah.
you want
And
to say.
the reason why I did that is because in the very beginning, the first few episodes, I had to know, because that's what they tell you to do. What's up, Trey? Am I still muted, or can you hear me? She can hear me if I'm muted to stream, because we're on a different program.
Yeah, I
but-
have the tab for Twitch muted, so I don't have double.
So can you hear me okay? Is the sound audio? I know I'm a little stuffed up because like 5 minutes before I turned the camera on, I started sneezing.
I hear you. I
You're
unmuted.
good. Okay. Anyway, squirrel. What was I talking about? Oh,
It's a couch. It's a table
yeah,
talk.
yeah. Anyways, yeah. Like I said, the first couple episodes, I had this, because that's what they tell you to do. If you Google it or you YouTube it or whatever, it's like, oh, make this big outline, make this big plan.
Yeah.
And I did that, and I don't know, it sounded scripted.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'll
It
screw it.
does.
I threw it away.
It does.
And
Good.
just like with the
mean-
email, I gave you some like little basic questions, in case,
Yeah.
that way you could kind of get comfortable. But it's just,
Yeah. It's talking points, and then sometimes you can hear something when they say something, and that avenue will take you to a different path
yeah,
in conversation, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of those too with when it comes to talk shows. They always say, like you said, have the outline, follow the outline. But then I feel like it's always robotic and not genuine.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like.
it's just like,
Trey?
I had my wife stop and get me some index cards, because all I had was a notebook, and it was like, that was like big and bulky, and you could see it every time I
Oh.
picked it up. So it's like,
Yeah.
I have like, little things to remind me, but,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, no, that's what me and Kamikaze, she's, like I said, she's my partner in this whole thing. That's one of the things we were talking about the other day, is like, we have kind of like the same vision for the show and everything else, and which I think is real cool, because, you don't really meet a lot of, they always talk about soulmates or whatever, but it's like when it comes to business, you really don't, it's like 1 in a million that you find somebody that's on the same page as you.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that.
So,
It's nice when you find people that match kind of like your vibe and your energy and stuff like that, because you just want to continue to be around them. You want to continue to talk to them, 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just easy instead of just like, hey.
yeah, exactly. And
Crickets.
that's kind of like you, when people come into your chat, you're welcoming. You're,
Thank you.
I mean, I mean, anytime anybody comes in there, you always acknowledge everybody that comes through there. No matter how big no matter how rolling it is or whatever, you always acknowledge them. And that's what I mean, I can understand there's two different types of streamers or content creators. I really don't. I mean, I know we stream, we're broadcasters, we got several different names that we're called.
Yeah.
But when you come down to it, we're just creators, because we're creating. Yeah. Because the
Yeah,
definition
I
of, the dictionary defines a creator as anybody that brings anything into existence. It doesn't matter what it
That's
is.
true. No, that's very true.
So,
I think, thank you, first off, for having me a part of this show. This is amazing.
Oh.
I've always wanted to do stuff like this. So when I get the opportunity, I'm like, yes, 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 yes. So, because I just like to chat with people, and I get to chat with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's been, like you said, 2 years or so of knowing each other on Mixer. And, you know, when it comes to people coming in chat, you know, you have the content creators that are gamers, right? They're focused on the game, their gameplay, they're in it. And, you know, sometimes they'll read chat or whatever. And then you have the other side where people who don't talk to chat at all.
Yeah, those irritating.
And then you have, like me and other content creators that try their best, obviously, depending on how fast their chat's going, to, you know, talk to people. Because for me, I want to build a family, community, somewhere that's safe, that's people can come from wherever, however, and just be themselves and not have to worry. Like, I just want them to escape life, outside world, and come into the Pirat3s bubble and not worry. Sometimes topics come up, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I just want to talk about the game and movies and music and TV shows and, you know,
food.
And food. Always food. I think I talk more about food than anything else on stream because it's just delicious.
Yeah.
And it's food.
She's got a place in her Discord too that's like it's got nothing but food.
Oh yeah, the nums in my tum tums.
Yeah.
I think. Or no, it's nummy in my tummy.
Yeah, nummy in my tummy. Yeah, in her Discord she's got like this. Everybody can post different food recipes and pictures and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. And she's got a big community in her Discord too. So I mean, she's active in her Discord, and that's what I like too because there's so many people that have Discords. And I'm guilty of that. I actually canceled my personal Discord, or not really canceled. I just cleared it out, and I started a new one, a private one for this show. That way, you know, only guests and stuff like that, or you know, if they want to be a part of it, I'll send them an invite and they can be a part of it. But it's mainly set up for like the Patreon subscribers and stuff like that, so they can got the new stuff. But it's also set up for the guests too, because you guys are always welcome to come back anytime you want.
Oh yeah.
So
no, I totally understand that. I like Discord. I'm still kind of newish to it. I'm still trying to figure it all out, but I don't know. I'm one of those, like, I just like to say good morning, and then if people are talking, I'll talk back. Good night, and then obviously I post announcements of like, this is what I'm streaming, this is what's happening, this is what's coming up. And then also do community movie nights every Friday.
Yeah.
So I post that just so people can be like, oh yeah, Friday, community movie night, come hang out, come watch movies. And I also let the community vote on it. So I post 3 movies, and then, which I got to do tonight. And then they'll go vote for a little under 24 hours, and then whatever gets the most votes, I slap the poster up, and that's what we watch.
And see, that's so awesome. You know, that's community. You know, that's one thing is creators. You know, we all try to do. I think we lose that when we start, because I think we get so focused on everything else. You know, like you know, like getting affiliate or getting, you know, especially on Twitch, getting affiliate, getting that paycheck, getting this. You know, then we lose track of actually why we started doing this, you know.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I started doing it, let's see, well, I had a couple guy friends that actually I met through Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. We were just playing around. I think it was Fortnite. Yeah, it was Fortnite when it first came out. Like, this is before people could dump 5 levels on you in like one click. This is when no one knew the game. Everyone was just kind of like moseying around the map. And they were like, you know what? You should totally try streaming because you have the voice for it. And I was like, what is that? And they were explaining it to me. And they're like, I think you could just hit a button through Xbox. So I was like, okay. So my very first stream was on Twitch.
Was it really? Yeah, mine too. Mine too.
Yeah, my very first stream was on Twitch. And then I heard something about, well, you should try Mixer. So I went to Mixer and I tried it. And more people talk to me on Mixer, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. You can chat with people while I'm playing. So, and that's when I kind of started doing Mixer. I want to say about May 2019, maybe. Man, it could have even been 2018. I really don't know. But
Oh, you started about the same time I did.
yeah, it was about May. Oh, yeah, give or take. I never really paid attention to the dates. I probably should, but I don't. But yeah, so I started doing that, and more and more people came in and started talking to me, and then I started to watch streams, and then now I don't even really watch TV anymore. I watch mostly streams.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I know it's just something about the fact that in real time you can actually talk to people, build relationships, build friendships from anywhere around the world, and I think that's so cool to me personally.
Oh, I know. Yeah, because I'm an introvert. I mean, I mean, then it's kind of funny because I'm out in the general public all day long. Hi, Gunn. What's up, man? Thanks for being here.
Yeah. I mean, hi.
But yeah, so that's one thing when I found I did the same thing you did. It almost down to the T. You know, it's just like I found Mixer through the Xbox app because I was down. You know, I told this story many times, but it's just like I was down for surgery and I couldn't do nothing. So we bought an Xbox so I could stay home and do something. And because all we had was an old X360 that it really didn't work much that anymore. So, and plus I wanted the new one, you know. So.
Oh. Right, the new one.
The new one, which then 6 months later, the newer one came out.
Of course.
But anyways, yeah, I did the same thing. I found I was going through playing Call of Duty, I think Black Ops 2, because a buddy of mine had it and we'd play online. And then I was sitting there going through the apps, and I want to think that they had just recently added or updated the app to the Microsoft Store. And because that's what I got a notice saying something, I think that's what I clicked on it. I clicked on it. What the hell is Mixer? You know?
Yeah.
I remember Justin TV back in the day when it first came out. You know, just watching the games. You know, just watching people play games. And then so I clicked on it, and here come up this whole list of all these people broadcasting and everything else. And one of my very first broadcasters I watched was 1,000 Years.
Oh, nice. She's awesome.
And that was before she became partner with Mixer. So she was like, you could tell, she was real, her community and everything else. You know who she is. She's very energetic and.
Oh yeah, very.
And so it's like, oh, this is cool, And then I found Psycho, and then I found.
Oh yeah, Psycho.
You know, then I found a couple of other ones. Robot Giggles,
Oh, Gigs, love her.
And it's just like, because it was all in the pinwheel, because they had the most views and everything. So those are the ones that I kicked on, I was sitting there it's like, well, these guys aren't just playing games, they're talking to their chat. And, what really got me is like, I actually typed in and go, hi, how you doing? And they're, oh, hi. I think I just had an Xbox name at that time. It wasn't anything like this. It was like Double Dumb Doo Doo 1 2 3 or something like that. I don't know. But
yeah.
So and I was a blueberry, so it's just like
same.
So yeah, it's just crazy how just in 2 years it's just crazy how much we've evolved.
I know. I was when I streamed, it was straight from my Xbox, no camera, nothing. Like I did that for a good, I want to say year of just no cam, just straight up just my voice and what you see through the Xbox. And then I did the light stream so I could add like the little cool animated follows and stuff because I'm very animated and I love pops that pop out at you and interactive things. And so my community got together and throughout that year donated, and I was able to buy my PC.
Oh, and wow.
I bought the PC. I bought, and it came with like 3 monitors. 3 monitors.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. And then I got it from some kid who built it.
Oh, okay.
It's outdated in some ways, but you know what? It works. It works. I still have it. I still have everything. I had a couple awesome people who were like, "Hey, what do you need? I'll send you this. I'll send you that." And I was like, "No, it's okay. Like, I'll throw up a dongle or whatever." And they're like, "No, no, no. It's just sitting here." So like, I got actually a lot of stuff from people in my community, and I'm so beyond like thankful for that because I've gone from just the little old Xbox that I have to what I have now, and it's just mind blowing. Like, I just walk into my room and I'm just like, wow, so and so helped me get this. And like, that's why I do the stickers in my stream. When people donate, people do bits, or in Mixer it was embers. Anything that helps me out, I get the sticker, I write your name, I write the date and what you do, and then I put it in my book because I could just go back to it and be like, oh yeah, that person, I wonder how they're doing. You know?
That is awesome.
Like, without them, I wouldn't have had this, you know? I wouldn't have had my PC, or I wouldn't have had the cool, you know, light up board you see, or, you know what I mean? Like, and I walk in my room and it's just like, wow, like, they helped me get a lot of this stuff.
See, when you were streaming on Mixer, you just basically like streamed in the corner, didn't you? Because I don't remember your room being this big.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, it looks big now because I had a huge Pirates of the Caribbean banner that I draped across the room.
Oh, okay.
So I taped it. So because of that, taping or whatever you want to say was hanging up, and that's what I stuck the stickers on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then I did a blue screen, and then I was like, you know what? I miss a background, and then now you have what you see.
Yeah, that's one of the questions I like asking. Is just like, because you know, people are always asking me. It's like, well, I want to do a green screen. I want to do a green screen. It's like, well, do you have at least a decent? You know, you don't have to. I mean, as long as you don't, you know, like if you look behind this wall, this is a partition in a room. If you look behind there. Yeah, that's where everything that used to be out here is kind of stored.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, unless you have something that you can, you know, show off, like your room or something like that. I mean, you don't have to put like the wide lens on your camera. You can actually narrow it down and shrink it down to a certain, just where you want it pointed.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
No, I tried green screen. I mean, yeah, green screens are cool because you get to do a lot of cool special effects and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I liked it. I made mine. I got PVC. It's actually right. Can't really see it, kind of. It's right here.
Oh, okay.
But I used the bed sheet, a bright blue bed sheet, and I did the PVC pipe, and I built mine.
See, I hadn't even thought about the blue. I keep forgetting about blue screens.
Yeah.
I wonder if those would work better.
For me, I feel like the blue screen worked a little bit better with certain things. And I've noticed more and more movies are switching to blue screen.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the YouTube videos of them doing like CGI and all of that, you'll see blue or green. But I'm seeing more and more blue now.
I might try it because I want to try to at least get one camera like over here for something for special effects.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
So, but no, yeah, I quit doing green screen because I just got tired of messing with the lighting every day. I had to mess with the lighting every day.
Yeah. Yeah, so. that was the hard part because I used floor lights, like lamps, and I'd stick a lamp here and I'd stick a lamp here, and then I had a huge like industrial spotlight you use for like the house, and I'd put it underneath me, shining up this way, and I was trying all these different things, and I got it to where it was decent. Yeah. But it wasn't like the best.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it cracks me up.
It.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like it, just for the fact because, if you want to do something, I think what you have, and what's here, what everybody does in their background, I think it like draws people. It creates more of a personal connection.
It does. And conversation. Because be like, hey, what do you have on your shelf over here? Yeah. And like, oh, well, let me tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, oh, cool flag, or what do you got there? And then I have like all my paintings. Well, I didn't paint. My aunt painted down on the ground.
Yeah, I seen those the other night when I was in your stream. It's like, it's cool.
Yeah, because I'm obsessed with
I have liquor bottles.
Hey,
but
I mean,
but
those are cool.
They all have a story. That one there,
Exactly.
this one back here, this one up on the wall don't, but this one over here does. That one there was like
Yeah.
our, it was our inauguration of our Fireball Friday nights that we do.
Oh, nice.
3 weeks ago.
Nice.
I bought that especially for that, thinking I was
Fireball.
gonna have it for a couple of days. What's up, R?
Mhm.
Or a couple of more streams. Yeah, and we played the
Yeah.
word band, and I lost.
Oh,
I put that.
Fireball.
Yeah,
Mm.
I put that up that Sunday after it was empty.
Nice.
Yeah,
I had a Fireball once.
they're not bad. They're okay until you get
It was
like half.
Dr. Pepper and Fireball together.
Oh, you had what were those called? Boilermakers.
I don't know what it was called. All I know is my girlfriend was like, "Woo, Pirates, drink," and I was like, "What are you giving me?" She goes, "You love Dr. Pepper, just have it." And I thought it was just straight Dr. Pepper, and it wasn't,
Oh,
because I was like, I used to like love Dr. Pepper. I was obsessed with Dr. Pepper, and I would just knock it back. I was just, yes, and then realized it was spicy
oh,
and burned my throat, and yeah,
Never again.
I've never had Fireball since then. I actually am not a huge liquor person.
Yeah.
Even like when I hit, like, I didn't really drink until 21. And when I hit 21, I was mostly into beer.
Mm.
And I did the liquor, but like it had to be, you know, the girly little frou-frou drinks, because I couldn't taste the alcohol.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
That's me. I still got to drink those.
Yeah, I can't. I give props to people who just sit there and drinking their whiskey or bourbon, and I'm just like, like I just want to shudder, because I'm just like, oh.
Now,
I know.
the only straight, I mean, besides the Fireball's okay. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
the only reason why, I mean, I like it, but it goes down way too smooth and way too, you really don't realize how much you're drinking
Yeah.
until
It's
it's too late.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. You know what's dangerous to me was the Jello shots.
Oh yeah. Do you know,
I
can't
hit
believe you can,
17.
I can't believe that you can buy those already
Can you really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they've got them in slushies now.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I had no idea what Jello shots were. I thought the club just had Jello. That's how
No.
naive I was.
No, yeah.
And I was just sitting there, just one right after the other, and I think they counted 17. I did.
Oh shit.
I was blacked out.
Oh.
And it was my going away. This is how I know I was blacked out. My sister said she would take my beer bottles and fill them with water, and I would chug those thinking they were beer.
Oh my gosh. Well, at least you're rehydrating.
She's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I had this, and I had beer, and then I had this and this, because it was my going away. So people were like, hey, Pirates, take this and this, woohoo. Because I was on my way down to LA for my internship and for Disney. And so like I had no idea. I had no clue. I was gone. I was done.
Yeah.
It was over.
You gotta love friends. They just,
yeah.
especially when you go to the bar, you know. Well, thanks, R, for following her. You ought to go check her
thank
streams
you.
out too. She's
I appreciate it.
she's a very awesome streamer. Like I said, everybody, you know, I really, if anybody today asked me who's my favorite, I couldn't pick, because they're all my favorites.
Yeah.
You know.
They're all awesome, and it's also depending on what you want to watch, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, I have certain things that I want to watch, and I go to certain people for it. I try to go to everybody,
Yeah.
but you can't. It doesn't really happen like that. But
No.
you know, everyone has their unique thing that you like to watch and put you in a good mood. Or if you want to watch gameplay, you know, I don't really watch a lot of like the huge streamers. I tend to go a little down, but I'll still check them out. I'll still watch them, you know, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to talk.
Yeah.
And I like to get to know them. And if they talk back, I'm like, okay, cool. And I'll just sit here
We
and
talk. That song's in my head now. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Talk to me. I talk back.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
you know, But it's
Yeah.
true. I'm the same way. It's just like, and it's funny because because me and a couple of mods, we used to that's how we just used to get together and we just played games, because that was back when the DDoSes were happening and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't play with the community, so it was just basically people that I knew personally, or not knew personally, but knew for a while, or my mods that I trusted. Those are the ones that would play, you know. So it's just like, and we'd play for maybe 1 or 2 hours, and it's just like, okay, I got to get out. It'd be like 10 o'clock, and it's like, all right, I got to go to bed. I got to get up and go to work in the morning. Yeah. And then we'd get on the subject and just start talking. And then the next thing I know, you look at the clock, and it's 1 a.m.
Yep.
And I know
it's almost like that one other one. Next one. We'll get off next one.
Yeah. And I knew I really screwed up, that old, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah.
That happened to me a few times when I knew my friend from Scotland came in. Because if she came in, that means she was just waking up to go to work.
Yes.
So that means it was like probably 3 a.m. my time or something like that. I can't remember. I know she's a few hours ahead of me, but
she's 8 hours ahead of me.
Yeah. So it was like, so when she came in and sit there and said that she was giving her kiddo breakfast and stuff like that, and she was asking why I was still on, and I'm like, I don't know, but I'm going to bed. Thanks for stopping by.
Right? When your East Coasters or your UK or whatever comes in and says good morning, you're like, wait, what time is it? Like, what? Oh no.
Yeah. It's just like he's from the Philippines, so it's actually Friday morning there right now. He's actually probably just now getting up.
Yeah. So. That's like one of my friends, she's in South Korea, Invicta, if you know who Invicta is. So yeah, she's about that, right? Yeah. She's 16 hours ahead.
Yeah, I've sent an email to her to try to, because Kamikaze kind of knows of her, or knows, she's been in her chat and stuff. I've gone to her streams and stuff like that. I mean, I was, I watched her before she became partner on Mixer as well.
Nice.
And
she's awesome.
So, but yeah, it's just like, and that's just it. You just get carried away. And if you go into a stream, and that's one thing is, if I go into a channel and I see a streamer that sits there and is just talking, because every time I come in, you're on your chatting screen and stuff like that, and I think it's awesome because then I can sit there and talk to you.
Yeah.
And but because I'm the same way, I like to talk, if you can't tell.
Yep.
But
I'm the same way.
That's the reason why I wanted to start doing this and talking to you guys, because all I get to do is talk on the chat, and even though it's great and you talk back, but I don't know, this is just kind of like a more personal.
Yeah, no, I think it's a really cool thing to do, because not only do you get to sit and chat with streamers, content creators that you like, and maybe other people you don't know that Kamikaze knows, that brings in, it brings in other people for you to learn about, and then also your community can learn about. Yeah. And it's kind of like helping each other in one little thing, and I think it's a really cool idea. Yeah. And you get to chat. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want to chat? I mean, there's people who don't like to talk, but I like to talk. Oh yeah. I mean, there's not a subject you probably cannot get me to talk about, so I mean, I can talk about just anything. Oh yeah, I'm the same way. I think for me, because I'm still learning the whole streaming thing, and like how to work about it, and like what to do and how to grow it, and what's the next step and all of this stuff. And when I first started out, I started watching King Bailey bomb on Mixer, and I think that's how I got the whole just talk to chat no matter what's happening, because that's how he was, and I saw how people responded, and so I really looked up to King Bailey, and I still look up to King Bailey, and who's now OK Bet. Oh, did he change it? Yeah, he's now OK Bet on Twitch. Oh, okay. And I think he does Facebook too. I don't know about YouTube. Not sure, but yeah. So he really he is like the first big streamer, as people would say, that actually like took the time to like talk to you. Any question you had about streaming, he's like, lay it on me, and he would honestly give you the truth. He wouldn't sugarcoat it. Yeah. He's like, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And so for me, I think having him as like the first encounter and learning off of him really helped me. Yeah. you know, and then watching other people, little things here and there that kind of helps you, you know. For me, Invicta would be her hustle. Like, this girl's everywhere and she's doing so amazing. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to do this. And, you know, and I, my first sponsorship, I don't even know if we want to call it a sponsorship. I guess affiliate status was this year when, I got affiliated with Pirat3s, which is an outdoor fishing show on YouTube.
Oh, it's a show on YouTube. Oh, okay.
Yes. So Pirat3s is actually the first fishing show on YouTube to hit 1 million views, and they're the largest fishing show on YouTube. They just hit 1 billion views. So, I had a guy friend who was working with the company at the time. He was like, hey, let's chat. And I was like, okay, let's chat. And he's like, you like outdoors? I was like, yeah. He's like, you like to fish? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I got something for you. I was like, sweet. And yeah, so I got in touch with the Jorgensen brothers, and I am affiliated with Pirat3s.
Nice.
So yeah, so it was cool. It was like my first little use code pirate, because it's never, you know, it never happened before. And the fact that it's outdoor stuff, it's not even, I mean, you can buy fishing poles and everything like that, but they actually have like water, like the ice shakers. They have the UV ray shirts. So even if you just want to go to like the beach or hiking or hunting or whatever, and you want those UV shirts, they have those.
Oh, wow.
They have kids. They have men's, women's stuff. They have a bunch of stuff, let me tell you. So it's actually pretty cool. And that was like, for me, I was kind of at the low point of like, well, what do I do? You know, I'm trying to like get myself out there and trying to do this, and then this approached. And so it kind of put a little pep in my step, you know? Like, oh, wow, okay, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, and I think when it comes to the affiliates, and there's so many people that down, you know, the affiliate sponsorships or whatever they are, you know, but in the long term, it does. It helps. I mean, yeah, you're not going to get rich off of them, and you're not going to probably be able to make a living off of them, but it helps you mentally, you know, saying that you've accomplished something, that you're a part of something else. Yeah. And then people are realizing who you are. You know, it's the same way. It's just kind of like I'm with Techni, you know, it's just like, and I'll probably be with Techni until they close the doors, or I close my doors, one of the two, just for the fact because they support me, you know. If I include them in a tweet or something like that, if it has something to do with a giveaway or something to do with the stream, with you know, they'll retweet it. I've never seen, you know, and I've been with a lot of different affiliate programs, and they don't do that. You know, they just kind of like, once you're there, you're just kind of, as long as you're making the money, that's all I care about.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was really, you know, people are like, oh, have you checked out this company, that company? And I was like, I've been around long enough to lurk in the shadows to know what companies to go for and not go for, you know what I mean? Yep. Or you're friends with people and they're just like, no, don't do that.
Yep.
Or do that or whatever. And I feel like having Black Tip as my first major one is like awesome, because everyone's now like, well, what's Black Tip H? And then I get to explain it, and then it helps them out as well if people don't know who they are. So it was fun. It was cool, and I really enjoyed it. So now I'm trying to figure out what's next. I would absolutely love a Chipotle. Will that ever happen? I don't know if I'll ever reach that level.
It's just like we've been tagging Fireball to see if they could give us a sponsor.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. I mean, for me, Chipotle or Disney, but like that'll ever happen.
Don't say never.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, never say never.
Yeah. A water company, because I drink a lot of water, because that's mostly what I drink. Water and coffee.
I mean, all it's going to do is, you know, well, I don't know, you got to be careful about displaying or stuff on Twitch, because I guess there's something in there about the, you know, you're advertising other things. So it's just like when I do anything with Fireball, you know, it's like you really can't tell it's a Fireball thing behind me, but you know it is, because anybody that drinks it knows what it looks like. But yeah, I guess you got to be careful about like promoting like certain things. I don't know.
I thought it was, I don't know how it works. I thought it was just like OF. You can't say OF on Twitch or you get in trouble. So you have to say of.
Probably. I don't know. Hell, they
Yeah.
haven't banned me yet. I know because we talk about that subject every once in a while with,
Oh, okay.
with some of
Yeah,
the things that come
I
up.
don't
So
know. I just saw that. They were like, you can't say it on stream no more. Oh, okay. That's fine. I don't. Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know how it works. I mean, I guess once you get more into it, you read up on it. Or if you're, I think it's more like partnership wise.
I was gonna
probably
say
where it gets muddy.
I was going to say when you start signing those contracts, I think is when it starts getting muddy. So I'm clear on
Yeah.
this channel because I didn't sign the contract on this channel.
No, see, there you go.
But just because if you want to, I want to be able, if you guys want to use this content right after it's done, you guys can take the video and do what you want to with it.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know. So and the same because once we're done with the shows, I try to get everything uploaded to YouTube. That way, I don't have to. Because I'm one of those people that if I sit there, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes until I sit there and look
Gotcha.
at it, and it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I got 9,000 of them to do now. But
Right.
but no,
Just pals.
just Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Welcome to the stream.
One of
Welcome
my
to-
OGs.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Mike's been around for a very long time.
Cool.
I love Mike because I got my merch and Mike bought it. Then his wife took the sweatshirt to buy another, and then the sister. So I was like, he's been a very, very, very good friend and supporter. So I saw Mike pop in, and I was like, hi.
Well, thanks for being
it's
here.
like, yeah. Hi, Mike. Hi, family. But yeah, no, I totally understand not signing the dotted line because, like you said, you can do whatever you want, right?
Yep.
Because you're like, well, I don't have a contract with you, so.
You see, that's kind of what
are
I
you gonna
wondered because we played the other night, for the Fireball night. Towards the end, we were talking about, I was closing out and I was trying to be subtle to somebody, and so I just happened to I have that it's closing time by the Supersonics.
Closing time.
And I just sit there and I hit that button, and I had one too many
Nice.
to drink, so I was like not really one too many, but I was comfortable, and I sit there and it's like I don't care, I know it's gonna get muted tomorrow morning. They still haven't muted it,
Nice.
so I'm kind of wondering they're not gonna do nothing unless you sign that. Well, because legally you're not binded by that. I mean, the copyrights can still get you,
Yes.
but
Yeah, the copyright.
Twitch technically can't do nothing because you didn't sign the
No.
contract with them.
Yeah. No, I don't. I honestly don't know how it works, to be honest, because I see people way up with music, and you're just like,
Yeah.
well, if it comes in the mentality of well, if they can do it,
Yeah.
why can't I do it? I mean,
Sit.
you're always afraid of, oh, my account can get banned. I seriously feel like the music industry is hurting themselves in a way by doing this. I get it. I do get it, right? But at the end of the day, it's like the video games, technically we're copywriting that, right?
Yeah.
So, but it brings people to the game that maybe no one's ever even thought of or whatever. It's the same thing with music. We could be playing artists. For me, mostly play 80s music, 90s music, but majority of the time I'm in my 1930s, 40s, and 50s, and I can be like, hey, you know who this is? And I can be like, this is Elvis, or this is the Beatles, or this is Frank Sinatra, or this is Dean Martin, or this is Doris Day. You can go through the list.
Yeah.
And someone would be like, I really like this song. I've never heard this before. And then you open their mind to amazingness.
I know, right?
So
yeah, I don't understand it either, because you hear both sides of it. The artists sit there and say they don't care, but once they sign the contract with their production company or their producer or their record label, it doesn't belong. It's just kind of like when you sign the contract here, your content doesn't belong to you anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, even though you have to wait 24 hours for the embargo to use it, you have to. But and the funny thing about it is this too. There are some fine lines because. I mean, I'm going to be guilty. I didn't read the entire contract. I just knew the gist of it. I knew we couldn't do this, we can't do that. But, there's a lot of fine line points in those in that affiliate contract You know, it's just like they can use any part of your VOD they want for any type of advertising without your permission. Yep. They can, you know, they can just do whatever with it. So,
yeah.
You know, but
they can.
And that's why so many people are canceling their partnership contracts, canceling their affiliate contracts. You know, somebody told me the other night, it's like, well, you can't cancel your affiliate for life. And it's like, no, contract, it's a contract. A contract can be canceled.
Yeah, you can cancel it. And it's another thing too is because people ask me like, oh, you know, are you going to go for partner? And I'm sitting here like, I mean, I could. However, I don't see the difference right now between affiliate and partnership. If you really look at it, like you get emotes. Sure, you can get more emote slots, right? But now they give you in-channel emotes that only your channel can have. That opens up more slots for you once it fully rolls out, right? As an affiliate.
Not only that, there's better, what is it, BBTD or BBTV?
Yeah, the better TTV.
Yeah, and Franken
You have the
modes
better TTV. And I think there might be another one, but I'm not sure. But like there really is no difference except you can walk around saying you have a check mark for conventions, right? Companies be like, oh, you are partnered in Twitch, which is really hard to do. Oh, okay, cool. But at the end of the day, from my understanding, Mixer was actually harder to become a partner than it was on Twitch.
It was. I mean, because you know, people, you know, to get those, even though you get the 2,000 mark, you still got to go through. I mean, you got to get the right partnership. You had to get the right partnership manager, you know, because it was totally up to that partnership manager if they felt your content was worthy enough to be partnered.
Yeah, not only that is, you know, you have 30 days to, you know, period, to where you play a certain game where they only needed 30 concurrent viewers, right? And say that one night you're playing the game and you're like, you know, let's just go over to Call of Duty or Fortnite for a couple games to end the night. Well, that one half hour, an hour wiped out your entire month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because you played that one game for that short amount of time. So now they're going to go to that. And now you need 75 concurring views. So you went from 30 to 75 or whatever it was just for that hour.
Holy shit. I didn't realize that. I knew you had to do all that, but I didn't realize they just,
So they always say when you're 30 for Mixer, for those 30 days, right? Don't ever switch your game to anything that you needed, you know, the high profile games. So Call of Duty, PUBG, Fortnite, whatever was big at that time, right? You wanted to go like the little indie ones. And so that's a lot of people did like Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I love Sea of Thieves. Like, I enjoy it because it's pirate themed. And, you know, and I kind of took a break from it for a while. And then I started back on it when they brought the Pirates of the Caribbean. Because it was Pirates of the Caribbean. And I wanted the Jack Sparrow outfits and all of that. So their Tall Tales actually were really cool. I haven't finished them yet. I think I have one or two left. But I really liked it. I really liked how they Disney and them came together and they did it fairly well.
Yeah.
So I was actually impressed by it. It wasn't too cheesy, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, yeah, they took some time and preserved a lot of the background for it. So
yeah, and I liked because they actually implemented stuff from the ride versus just the movies.
Really?
Right? A lot of it you see in there is actually the ride versus the movies, which gets me excited because I'm a huge Disneyland person and Pirates of the Caribbean. So for me, I was sitting there playing, and then all of a sudden you hear me go, "Ee!" And then you're like, "Oh my gosh, what?" And I'll be like, "That's in the ride, that's in the ride." And I'll be like, "Close your eyes," is when you come around this bend and then the lights are flickering and this, you know, I'd explain it. And they're like, "Well, I've never been to Disneyland one." I'm like, "Well, you gotta go." You know? It's so it's very cool that they did that because that's where the, you know, technically the movie, and even the movies pays homage to the ride too. So it was just, it was cool. I think it was done really well. So
yeah,
I kind of am on it right now. I do the Call of Duty. I do Fuser, which is an awesome DJ game. And then I do like Splitgate. I just haven't streamed that yet.
Do you play it? So you like
I
it?
do play it. I think it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's one of those games where you can just kind of kick back and relax, listen to some music,
Yeah, exactly.
and just hang out. You know, because
I mean-
it's like Portal meets Halo.
Yeah. I mean, it's still
Kinda
a shoot.
thing.
It's still a shooter, and you know, even though
Mhm.
you're running around the same, the map, but it's still,
Yeah.
just like you said, it's kind of you don't. It's just okay, shoot, shoot, shoot. You're gonna respawn in
Yeah.
5 seconds. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Yeah, it's very
Exactly.
relaxing.
Exactly. I love the game modes. It's hilarious to me. All the different, like, I like the big-headed snipers. That one's funny. The teabag one is funny. Where you have to teabag. and
Yeah.
you collect their tags. Which I laugh and giggle every time it happens. And then I like VIP, and I think King of the Hill is the other one I like. I don't know. There's quite a few of them that I liked, but I just started getting into Splitgate. So, because we all know Warzone's broken.
Yeah.
And plus, being on Xbox, I see the huge disadvantage. Especially when I was doing, I did a couple tournaments recently.
Mhm.
Everyone's on PC. And I was
Oh.
just getting outplayed like crazy. And I was just like, this is just unfair. They can see further to the sides. They go faster. They move faster. And it's gnarly. It's brutal. So when I get a kill now, I'm just like, yes, I got a kill. Oh, I got 2 kills. All right.
Yeah, that's the way I
I can
was.
do this.
That's the way I was because back in January, I slowly started transitioning from PC or Xbox to PC,
Nice.
and now I'm just fully PC. And
Nice.
yeah, I can't. I tried hooking my Xbox up a few months ago just to kind of play to see,
Yeah.
and yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I mean, I still use control. I still have a controller that I use, but I
Yeah.
mean, right now I'm mouse. I mean, the last couple months I've been trying to train myself to use mouse and keyboard more.
Brave.
And
Brave soul.
it's actually once you get the hang of mouse and keyboard, it is not that bad.
I think I feel like my wrists would hurt. I don't know.
Yeah,
I kind of like to sit back in my chair, and here it'd have to be like,
yeah.
the proper. I mean, I guess it would work for your posture. I guess it's very get your posture working, but I don't know. I feel like the wrist would.
I don't know.
Would
I
hurt.
still sit back like this and play. I've got my desk is angled just right to where I can have it. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Bye. No, I'm still here. Hi.
Hi.
That's
Full
what
screen.
That's what happens when I start playing with the mouse. I get told every Friday night, leave the damn mouse alone.
Leave it alone.
But yeah,
Should have a cue. Command.
yeah, that's why I said it's a bad thing about using a web-based program. It's like, but this is the only one that works. Everybody's like, well, why don't you use Discord? And it's like, because I cannot set Discord up to do what I want to do to make it look like I'm not using Discord.
Yeah. No. I mean, I get it. I think this is cool, actually. And just, how it's set up and stuff. I think it's really cool. So, you got to do what works for you,
Yeah. But
So.
yeah. And plus, I've always got to have something in my hand. I've either got to have a pen or something that's just from years of smoking that when I quit, it's just like I've always got to have something there. But
That's
so,
me. I have to constantly be doing something.
so
So,
I-
like, if I'm just chatting, I'm either like, with a pen like you and I'm clicking it, or I'll be sitting there with my lip gloss and I'll be doing this, but you can't see it, and I'm just it's just like this, and people come in, I'll be like, oh hi,
yeah,
but I'm doing this
yeah.
where you can't see,
And it's
you
that's why my sound gate's usually up high. That way, when I click the pin or something like that, it's like,
Oh yeah.
but
Thankfully, this is silent.
until
So you
it falls
can't
out
hear
of your hand and goes across the room,
True.
then you're like,
Mhm.
what was that?
It'll slam on the mat. But that's happened actually quite a few times, and I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, and people are like, they're like, what? And I'm like, oh, you didn't hear it? Love it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm constantly moving. I have to.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just, I think in order to be a decent broadcaster or content creator, a broadcaster, because a content creator is, like I said, it's a wide umbrella, but a broadcaster like this, I mean, it's a different personality. I mean, it's not just, you know, this is my wife. She doesn't want to get nowhere near it. You know, she doesn't. She'll stand. It's just like if I'm live or something like that. She goes, "Where's the camera?" It's like, you know, it's pointed back against the wall, so you're good.
Yeah.
Now my daughter, on the other hand, she'll come right in. She's like, "You moved your camera. I can't get in there." She's like pushing me out of the way.
Yeah. No, that's me. I have mine angled so you can't see the door because I don't want my daughter anywhere near the camera.
Yeah.
So I have it like angled to where if she comes in, you can't see her at all.
Yeah.
And she knows now to where if I'm streaming, she won't open the door unless she needs something. And sometimes it'll be cute because I'm not really paying attention. And I'll look over and all of a sudden I see like this piece of paper on the ground and I'll walk over to it. And she's like, "I just want to say goodnight and I love you," you know, or whatever. And so I'll like walk over there and be like, "Good night, honey," and whatever. But sometimes I'll just have a piece of paper with just like, "Hi."
Well, at least she's thinking of you. You know.
I know. It touches my heart every time I get it. And then sometimes she'll open the door and I'll just see this peek. And I'm like, "Yes." And she'll just be like, "What you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm streaming." And she goes, "Okay, can I get a snack? I'm hungry." And I'm like, "Yes. Just why are you asking me? Just go get something to eat or drink." She goes, "I know, but it's past a certain time where I'm not technically supposed to have anything, so have something." I'm like, "Yes."
She's
okay.
cautious. She knows you're on stream, so she knows you're not going to say no.
Oh no, I say no sometimes.
No, dude.
Yes, I will definitely, especially depending on what she's asking for. Usually it's seaweed, so I'm like, whatever, that's not going to keep her up at night.
Yeah.
So you have that seaweed, girlfriend, and enjoy it. But yeah, no,
And that's
I
another
keep
thing,
her-
you know, walking into streams like that, you know, people are always just like, you know, because I have walked into some streams that it's like that if like their significant other or something walks in or the kid walks in, they'll like go to the be right back scene and mute everything. I'm like, you know, we know you're human just like the rest of us. It's just like, because I mean, my wife, she'll stand there and she actually scares me because she just stands there and waits till I turn around and look at her, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And,
Can I help you?
or she'll throw something at me if I'm in
works.
if I'm in a conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I love walking into streams like that people, you know, that are talking to their kids or talking, you know, as long as they're talking and not like, you know, I have walked into some that they're in a full blown argument with whoever they're talking to, but it's like, okay, I'm gone.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
But
well,
no.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, it's.
I probably won't be back.
I don't really mute. I will mute because sometimes I don't know what she's gonna say, and I don't know if it's gonna be like something about school or she'll, you know, so and so said so and so and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't want any like personal information because she's still young. She's 9, right? So she still doesn't have a filter.
Oh yeah.
So like I'll mute just in case she says something that's like, because last time she was saying, "Oh yeah, so I remember your phone number," and I was like, mute.
Oh.
I was like, no, you know. And I was like stuff like that. So
yeah.
But yeah, I keep her separate and off all of that because I'm very protective over her.
Hey, that's good.
So
that's good.
But I see people with their kids on. I'm like, "Oh, that's so cute." I would never do that, but that's so cute. You know.
Well, my daughter just turned 13, and I know.
Nice.
What was it last Halloween? You know, I was in here and I had some makeup on, and I went to go take it off, and it was just a few people. That, you know, everybody was in here I knew, and I sit there and instead of going to the be right back scene, they were already talking to them anyway. So I just left, and they came in and sat down, and took over my stream for like 10 minutes.
Nice. That's awesome. What did you dress up as?
The Joker.
Nice.
I don't know what. Like I said, I know. We're working on something for like a Halloween event this year, so I don't know what I'll dress up as.
That'd be fun.
So
that'll be fun.
Yeah,
we already did the Joker, so that one's out.
Yeah.
You can't copy. You do Frankenstein.
I could probably pull off a Frankenstein.
Or
I could
do Frankenstein. Or you can do like a Willy Wonka. You can do. There's plenty of things.
I could probably pull off a Fester too.
Oh yeah, do a Fester. Uncle Fester.
I could probably do Uncle Fester.
Addams Family, that would be fun.
Yeah, because I could even black and white the screen and everything else from back in the day. And
yeah.
But,
Well, that'd be fun. I love Adam's Family.
yeah.
I'm kind of upset that they're redoing it with people that doesn't make sense.
I seen that. They're redoing a lot of those movies. Did you see that?
But it's because Hollywood, I guess, has ran out of ideas. I really don't know. But yeah, I saw who's playing Gomez, and I was like,
don't fit.
He's a great actor. I have nothing against him, but I don't see him as Gomez. And Catherine Zeta-Jones is Morticia. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't, like,
even when they redid the movie, the people they got to play them actually represented the characters more than what is coming up. You know, so
yeah, it'll be interesting. But I do like the Addams Family. You know, for me, like, I just did my first cosplay stream a couple weeks ago.
I missed it. What'd you play? What was
Ross.
you? Was you really?
So it was me and 2 other girls, and we all dressed up as Bob Ross, and then we did a painting competition while we played COD. So when we died, we would paint. And I went full in. I had the voice, I had the beard, I still have it over there, and I had the afro, I had it all. I had the blue shirt, I had the dad jeans with the belt. You know, I was.
Did you take clips of it?
Oh yeah, there's clips. I was Mr. Steal Your Girl that night. Let me tell you. I was one great Bob Ross. But so now I'm excited to do a next one. Like, I got it out of the way.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've never done it before, so I was kind of nervous. But I actually digged it. I was like, I want to do more.
Yeah.
So I think we have like an Golden Girls is coming.
Ooh.
We have an 80s night coming. I think there's some other ones. I think we wanted to do a pop culture night. I might be Post Malone.
Oh, that would be interesting.
I think it'd be funny. So you know these, this is interesting, but do you know those like Instagram thingies where they take your face and you can put it on like Jack Sparrow or Marilyn Monroe? Okay.
Yeah, the reface.
The reface, yeah. I did it with Post Malone and I sent it to my sister. This is sad. She's like, that's a really cool video. And I was like, you didn't notice it was me? She goes, oh my gosh, no, I thought you were him.
Oh, nice.
I was like, do I really look like Post Malone?
No.
So now I'm like, okay, if we're going to do pop culture, let's just do Post Malone and see if I actually look like him. So we're going to get the tattoos on the face, you know? I gotta get in character.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
See, that's my biggest. If I don't know, if I could find something, you know, that I could get away with. I don't know, because I'm from the 80s was my, I grew up in the 80s too, so it's like all those characters. But they're remaking all. It's what I was getting ready to say. Is it's like they're even bringing back Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yep, they're redoing that. Like, they're just rebooting because they can't think of other names. Like, they just did the Wonder Years. They redid the Wonder Years, and I was like, please don't touch these things. Like,
just don't touch Alf. You got to leave Alf alone.
They should just not touch a lot of them, but they touch it anyway because they're just like, well, we can do a fresh new spin on it. Like Gossip Girl, it literally just ended a couple years ago, and you're coming out with a new one. Okay.
They're even redoing Turner and Hooch. Oh my Lord.
Mike, don't break my heart. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know. It's like, I get it, but then I don't get it at the same time. I'm like, okay, you were in quarantine for a whole year. You couldn't think of anything brand new?
Yeah.
Is where my brain goes. Like, all year,
you think
it was shut down. You couldn't think of anything new?
You think that would be like,
all?
yeah, you think that would be like a something because they're relaxed, they're at home, they don't have to do nothing but work, worry about what the next big film is. Yeah, you think they would be a lot more.
Yeah, like there's plenty of books out there that I'm sure they could have been like, let's write a screenplay about this, or something in your brain was like, oh, what if this and this come together? And I get it takes time to write things. I totally get that.
But they still had a year.
They did have a year, right? And you want to just redo everything.
Oh, it's
just
like,
redo it. And I'm just like, can we have, like, if it's been out in the last 30 years, not to reboot it?
Exactly. It's
You
like,
know what I mean?
it's like, why do you have to recycle our childhood? Why can't you come up with your own? It's like, that's what I think about it.
It's just
Well, it's just like Halloween. They're making another Halloween movie.
Halloween 67.
Yeah.
What? How many is there?
Yeah.
I'm not really into like horror games or anything like that. Like movies.
Mike Myers didn't die in the last one. Like he, burnt to death in the house. So now he come back from I just.
Interesting. Is Jamie Lee Curtis still in this one?
Yep.
Okay. Well, see, at least they have some of the original cast. So
yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, I can roll with it. It's just like, okay, Disney with Pirates of the Caribbean. They fired Johnny, but they rehired him back apparently. Thank goodness. But they fired Johnny, and they were like, we're gonna take Pirates of the Caribbean in a whole different area. No Jack Sparrow, nothing. I'm like, can you just make a different series then?
Yeah.
Why put it under the Pirates of the Caribbean? Pirates of the Caribbean is Jack Sparrow. I'm sorry, but it is.
That'd be like making a Harry Potter without Harry Potter.
Exactly. So I'm like, you could have just end it then. Just end it. Just leave it how it is. Call it a day. And that's it. But instead, they're like, oh, we're going to have an all-female cast, and it's going to be this and this and this. And I'm like, just make something else. Call it something else.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with Pirates of the Caribbean. They're like, we're going to reboot it. And I'm like, oh, no. Please no.
Stranger Tide was a big disappointment. Why? I don't know. It was Jack Sparrow. I watch it for Jack Sparrow. I love him. I love when he does a Jack Sparrow character.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't like Stranger Tides. It's because it was the first movie without Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley.
Oh.
And Barbosa and all of that as like the main focus.
Yeah.
Right? So all you had was Jack Sparrow and many different characters.
Yeah.
So I can see why a lot of people didn't like it, because it wasn't what they were used to.
Yeah, it's true.
And then they kind of brought it back for number 5, right? For Dead Man Tell No Tales. So, I mean, I get it. It wasn't the greatest, however. I mean, it wasn't terrible. There's movies that are awful, in my opinion. But,
yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, they've been, I noticed like the last 10 years they've been remaking all of the movies or TV series. Charmed. They even remade Charmed. And I'm sorry, it sucks. I can't watch it.
Yeah, Charmed, 90210.
Yeah.
Let's see. They did Gossip Girl recently. They're doing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They did Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, Saved by the Bell. Oh my God, no. Have you seen any of the new Saved by the Bells?
No, I haven't watched any of the new stuff because I'm like, no, the old one was perfectly fine.
Well, see, I was excited because it's actually got it's got Zach in it. It's got Tiffany Amber Thiessen in it, and it's got
okay, Kelly.
But
yeah, I heard some of the cast was back. I don't know. I was very didn't speaking of Saved by the Bell, didn't Screech just pass away recently?
Yeah, last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm one of those. If it's between the years that I was born, it doesn't need to be remade.
Exactly.
Because I'm still young.
No, even Mighty Ducks don't need to be remade.
The Mighty Ducks, it was a TV show. They put it into a TV show. I do know that. I didn't watch it. Because,
I mean that's fine. TV shows is fine, if it comes from a movie. But quit rebooting and quit doing, It's like because they, it's just like some of them, like some of the Halloween movies and stuff like that they did. The Halloween movies screwed me up because if you watch Halloween 1, you're confused when it gets to Halloween 2, and then Halloween 3 has nothing to do with the entire storyline.
Yeah.
I know because me and my wife get in an argument about that all the time because she's like, well, I'm not watching Halloween because of the pumpkin masks. And I'm sitting there, I had to think about it. It's like, pumpkin masks? I go, no, that was Halloween 3. That had nothing to do with the storyline.
Yeah. That's awful.
Because in Halloween 1 and 2, because in Halloween 1, it showed Jamie Lee Curtis as the babysitter.
Okay.
But, that's the way I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
But I guess she was the sister, but yeah, it's confusing. And then when Rob Zombie made them, And then when Rob Zombie made them, it was like,
Oh, that's right. He did.
he did. Yeah, he got in trouble for that because he went off script. I guess he was supposed to stay to the storyline, and he went off storyline.
But that's what he does.
Yeah. He's like, I don't
Like,
care.
It's Rob Zombie. They should know by now. Like,
But he made a good movie. I mean, they were good movies. Them two were good movies for,
Yeah.
going back to the story, how why it started. But yeah, it's just like, you need to leave our movies alone.
Oh yeah, I totally understand, and thank you for the follow, AR. Just to point that out. Yeah, I think no, I've never watched them. It's almost like the Game of Thrones, right? You spend all this time building up stories, and then it just falls flat in the last 2 seasons. You build these arcs, and then it just goes way off script, and you're like, I wasted 8 years for that, And you just sit there. I just remember when the final episode happened, and I was just sitting there, blank face, just, I could have done so much better. What just confused, and why did this happen, and why this and why that? And, I actually had this discussion on my stream the other day. We were watching movie trailers coming out because I wanted to see what new movies were coming out and stuff like that. And someone came in and talked about Game of Thrones, and then it just went to hell in a handbasket because I just went on my tirade of like, and this should have happened, and this should have happened, and why did they do this, and how come they didn't do that, and which then got chat riled up because they're like, oh, what are we talking about? And I was like, oh, Game of Thrones, and like, oh, well, let me tell you. And so then,
yeah,
the little things back and forth.
Well, see,
and it's just, so now I call it anytime a movie messes up or a TV show, I'm like, oh, they just the Game of Thrones did.
Yeah.
Don't watch it. Just don't.
And there goes to show that you should wait until the stories are complete.
Even then, they didn't even complete the story.
No.
At least for Game of Thrones, they quote unquote technically did, but then they quote unquote technically didn't. I'm just leaving it at that.
I'll tell you the honest to God truth. I have never watched the Game of Thrones.
Watch seasons 1 through 5.
But
or 6.
it was one of those things. It's like, it's one of those binge shows that I've been saying I need to watch.
Yeah.
Because of everything that everybody's talked about. I mean, I catch it. I caught them every once in a while, but I never I had no clue what was going on because you got to watch it from the beginning to figure out what's going on. But
yeah.
But those. I mean, they just need to
just stop at season 6.
Stop at season 6.
Don't even worry about 7 and 8.
No,
unless you want to.
I'll get disappointed.
You'll be like me. You'll be upset.
It'd probably be one of those. It's like I'll watch. It's like, God damn it! I should have listened to Pirates.
Exactly. And if you do it, I want to hear that from you. So you hear this, and this is gonna go on YouTube. You heard it. You better come to me and say, "Oh, Pirates, you were right." And I'd be like, "I tried to save you and warn you, but hey, you do what you want. You do what you want. It's fine. I just give you warnings, but you do what you want, and I'm just gonna hang out until I get the." You were right.
You were right, Pirates.
I know.
Oh, Dexter? Yeah.
I never watched Dexter.
At least they're bringing, at least the original characters coming back for Dexter. I mean.
Yeah. I saw the trailer for it. I never watched Dexter. I watched like the first couple episodes and I just was like, not for me.
Well, yeah.
Didn't really care for it. Just like I'd never seen, what's the, it has the dude White. Okay, what? Hold on. It's the drug one with Mr. White or whatever.
JDM says, I always say you're right.
Teggy. Hi, Teggy. Oh my gosh. Teggy, I heart you. I've been playing Call of Duty with him recently, and I've been giving him such a hard time. So the fact that that line came from him, I'm dying inside from it. Oh my gosh. But yes, what's that show? I don't know. You may not even know, but it has Mr. White and it's Paul. And they had like the drug hazmat suit, and I can't think of the name. I've never seen that one.
Well, they're baking meth.
Yeah, the drug one.
Oh, what the hell is that? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
It
I've
was
never watched that one either.
I watched the first 2 episodes, and I'm like, yeah. I was just kind of like you with that one, just like, yeah, it's not something. I mean, I know, and it's one of those. The storyline really never changed because it was always like he was just trying to not get in trouble for making meth, and that was the whole storyline.
Yeah.
But that's what I
That's
got out of it,
funny.
anyways. But it's like it's one of those shows you could always go in the middle of it, and you still understood what was going on.
Oh, okay. So got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I never watched that one.
I
I
was
never
just
got
like,
into that one.
What was that other one about the bikers?
Ooh, Sons of Anarchy.
yeah.
I did watch that one. That one, I did like that one.
Yeah, that one was a good one. I didn't
I
get.
also like Charlie Hunnam, so I was gonna watch it regardless. So, yes, I know he's cute and he has the accent, but I actually liked him as an actor because I watched Green Street Hooligans, is where I knew where he was from, and so I was like, oh, it has what's his face from Green Street, so I'm definitely gonna watch that, and it was actually a really good show. And the fact that they actually like filmed and said towns where I used to grow up and like go around and whatnot. And I'm like,
really?
oh, I know that place. Oh, I know that place. Oh, that's over in so and so and so and so, and that's over at so and so. Oh, hey, I know that town because that's right over yonder. So
Mike
it's
says-
actually pretty cool when that happens because you're like watching a show and all of a sudden they'll mention a town and you're like, I know where that is. And they are correct how they're describing it.
Helmets on bikes.
Hamlet on bikes. Yeah. I can
And-
see that for sure.
It was a phenomenal show, but now my wife has ruined it, so I can't watch it.
Which one?
I guess we're talking about Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, yeah. I do. It's a good show. I think it ended well. So,
Yeah,
Wayne on Amazon? I don't know what that one is.
I only watched
Wayne?
the first 2 years of it. I didn't watch the rest of it.
Wayne.
Yeah,
You know what show's really good? Is Black Sails.
Yeah, it's one of those I started watching and then life got in the way and then didn't watch it anymore.
Yeah, no, that's
Breaking Bad. Oh, okay.
that is a pirate show that was done
Yeah.
extremely well.
Yeah.
And granted, I think it's only 4 seasons. I wish it did longer. But from start to finish and how they ended it was just like mind blowing. And it came full circle in certain ways to where if they wanted to come back, they could, or make an entirely different series, but with certain characters that actually goes on to tell other stories in the pirate folklore. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
they just did an awesome job.
You never heard of Black Sails, Mike?
Black Sails. It's on Hulu.
Speaking,
It
I mean,
is.
now that we're on the subject of pirates, where did pirates come? Where did pirates come from?
Oh, my name Pirates, actually. So when I grew up, I had night terrors and I couldn't sleep at night. And the only thing that made me sleep was Peter Pan. And it was always when Captain Hook and like the whole pirates would start singing.
Mm-hmm.
I just somehow like gravitated toward that. And then when I went to Disneyland and I got on Pirates of the Caribbean, I just loved everything about it. So I started like getting more pirate stories and like Treasure Island when, the Muppets did Treasure Island. And
Yeah.
anything piratey, like I just kind of like gravitated toward. And so growing up, people would always see something pirate and they'd always call my name or they'll pick it up and they'll give it to me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
So you've always been pirates since
I've always been pirates. Yes, because I've just always been obsessed with piratey things and anything piratey. I'm just like, oh, like I went to Goodwill, and this is how I know I'm always pirates is because this was sitting in Goodwill
Oh,
the
that
other
is
day.
awesome. What?
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
No way.
I had good luck. Yeah, I actually. So here I'm gonna put stuff in here, but I thought this was really cool.
At Goodwill.
At Goodwill. And they also had a piratology book.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I have it in here. No, I don't think I have it in here. But anyway, it was sitting next to that. And I was like, oh, we'll just go ahead and take that.
That is awesome.
So I don't know. I've just always been gravitated toward pirate, and I think also too, like a lot of times, yes, I know pirates are on the sea, and I'm actually very terrified of the ocean, because I almost drowned in it when I was 10.
Oh man.
So I have like PTSD and stuff like that from the ocean. But I don't really drink. So like, the typical go-to, what's a pirate? Definitely not me. And I don't steal. However, I kind of find them more of like the Robin Hood of the sea.
I was gonna say they stole.
Because they try, they look out for each other in certain ways, unless you want to cause a mutiny, and then the mutiny comes key hauling, and that's a whole other subject. But for the most part, it's almost like the family knit. Yes, there was tiers. There's the captain, the first mate, the boatswain, and goes blah 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 all the way down to the cook and the chef and stuff. But it's mostly the bond and the adventures and the taking from the rich and giving it back to the poor or themselves. And just the wildness and the freeness, almost like how hippies were in the 60s, Yeah,
no, I've always been drawn to pirates. I think as a kids, I think we all wanted to it was either cowboys or Indians or pirates and
exactly. Yeah, so they drank, they smelled, they were floozies and, all of that jazz. But I don't know. It's just something inside and how they were and everything was very fascinating, their way of life.
Yeah.
And it was during the time period that I actually really liked to study on, history-wise and stuff. So, I don't know. Just, that's how pirates came, is just growing up. People just always knew me as the pirate girl, and Goonies, and
Goonies.
Peter Pan, and Hook. And so, anything that ever came up, they would always call me, hey, have you seen this, or have you done this or that, and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't, or yeah, I've seen it, or tell me about it, and I'd like it instantly.
Well, no, I mean pirates. I mean, like, I guess I've just always known you as pirates, so that's why it's like.
Yeah, I used to be Pirates Life for Me, which is my Xbox name, and then everyone just called me Pirates, and so I was like, well, I wonder if I can change it, and I got lucky. Granted, yes, I have the 3.
I do too.
But nobody had that. And I was like, oh, I'm going to snag it. And then, go figure, when, just before Mixer shut down, I didn't have a Twitch account. I had the Pirates Life for Me. And so I went on. I was like, well, maybe I can change it to Pirates. I was like, no, someone probably already has that. Twitch has been going on for years, right? Nobody had it. And I was like, thank the Lord.
Yeah.
And I got it. And I was like, oh, yes, that's awesome. So.
Well, thanks for the follow, Teggy. I appreciate that. One-Eyed Willie's the best pirate ever.
One-Eyed Willie. I mean, the Goonies is awesome. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I hope that, that's probably one movie they cannot remake. I don't think they can remake that one.
They wanted to do another one, but with like the same cast, not remake it. And I was like, okay, I can kind of do with that one,
Mike, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that.
Hi, Mike. Tell the family I say hello. Heart your faces. But yeah, so that's kind of like, I mean, I don't have like this crazy huge story.
Hey, no.
But it's the pirate's life, I guess you could say, saved me growing up as a kid with my night terrors. So.
Hey, you know what? I think the ones that have the most personal connection with their gamer tags or their creator names, people call them gamer tags, but I call them creator names.
Yeah.
Because you become, even though you don't become the character, that's your name. It's just like. It's just like somebody called me Rebel Dog. It's like that's the first thing I'm going to do is turn around and go, what? Even though they don't know. And then they're going to look at me stupid. It's like, well, why are you so...
Yeah. It was really interesting going to the conventions and people calling me Pirates because I'm so used to my real name. And so, like, when I first went, they're like, oh, hi. Hi, Pirates. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's...
that's me.
That's me. Hello. Nice to meet you. Who are you? And they're like, well, I'm blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, hey. When you meet other creators or other people, do you say your real name or do you say your handle?
Yeah.
And so, like, I was with Katie O'Lee, and I was like, Katie, what do I say? Do I say my real name or do I say? She goes, no, you say Pirates, unless it's a business thing. Then you say your real name, and then you say, hi, I'm blah blah blah, but I'm blah blah blah. I'm Pirates.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Because everyone's like, hi, I'm Joe 1000, and I'm Kira 5999. I'm Sassy Cat or whatever, and so hearing now, all I hear is Pirates. So when I hear my real name, I'm just like, well, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, it reverses.
I have a real name, So it's, now people just call me P instead of Pirates everywhere I go, which started with King Bailey Bomb. He called me P, and then that trickled on, and then that trickled on, and now sometimes I'll go into people's streams like I've never went into before, and they'll be like, oh, what's up, P? And I'm like, how do you know to call me that?
Yeah, who are you?
But I know you're addressing me, So, yeah, it's funny that how you can go. I went from Pirates Life to me.
So Pirates. Not just P. At least you can't go any further. I mean, that's the first.
I know.
I mean,
probably could, but it'd be different names, different words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, thank you for the follow, and thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Go take care of your baby.
Yes, his little one is so cute. This little child, love it.
But yeah, no, it's always been a thing. It's like, and I always forget to ask. I always forget to ask people what their their names, where they came from, because it always it's something. Unless it's just like I said, my very first one was an Xbox. The Microsoft just picked it. On the Xbox, and it used to be Darken 2020.
Nice.
I still have my main email address that I use for all my junk mail is still darken2020@yahoo.
Nice. That's awesome.
But that's just that's my junk mail folder. So if I'm signing up for something, I just really don't care if I get it or not. I use that email.
Yeah. No, that's actually really cool.
But but yeah, it's just and. I always do. It's just like Psychos. I wanted to find out his, Reanimator. I wanted to find. Well, I found out. I did remember to ask Reanimators.
Nice.
Hers came from a movie, The Reanimators. Okay. That's where she got hers from.
Got it.
So it's just like. So yeah, I mean, the names. Yeah. If your name has a personal impact, you.
Yep.
It's just like Rebel Dog is mine. The dog is. I think of the Rebel. It's like because I'm always pushing boundaries and shaking the boat and trying to see just how far I can go. And then the dog part of it is once I get a hold of it, I usually don't let go of it.
There you go. No, yeah. So. No, I like that. I do. Yeah, I was a very scared child at night, and
but
that was like what I latched on to.
Yeah. But like I said, it's something that when you think of it, it brings back even though it might not have been that your name is like your good part of that era of your childhood.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And so like I don't really dress up as a pirate. I don't have the whole or maybe I try to do it when people come in, because I was like, I always feel like sometimes I'm like an imposter because I'm like, oh, do you drink rum? And I'm like, no. Oh, do you like to sail? No. I'm actually scared of the ocean. And they're like, oh well, okay. Do you dress up as a pirate? No. Can you talk like a pirate? I'm like, I could try. So it's like I'm always like, I wonder if people are gonna come in and be like, well, she's nothing pirate at all except she has a banner. I'm like, yeah. Because like you have Raven and you have all these other people that dress up in pirates, and they have the like DJ Blue. Okay, DJ Blue PDX. He can do an amazing pirate voice, amazing, and I'm jealous because like, oh, if only I could do that, then I can switch on and off. But all I have is like, hello, governor. Like that's all you get.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
I don't have anything else. I got nothing. Yeah.
Well, this is like me. This is like when I was doing the banners for everybody. It's just like I literally had to Google pirate language. I mean, I could, I knew the language, but it's just like, okay, I'm putting this out there for everybody to see. I need to make sure it's spelt right. because our matey, you know, doesn't when I write it down, it doesn't look right, and of course when I Googled it, it wasn't right. So it's like
Yeah.
And I always think it was like our mateys, and it's what is it, A or I mateys or something like that, or
it's I mate. It's I mateys and our matey. Like I still can't do it. Like, you get the gist.
So it's just like
you get the gist of it.
You know, it's just like I put in that banner. It's like, okay, that's the only pirate lingo I know, so we're good. But
and then mine's always the dead man tell no tales and Avast. That's my favorite. Avast. You know. Well, that's as piratey as you're gonna get.
Hey.
Unfortunately for me, but
you know what?
I take pride.
You know, and even though your name's Pirates, you know, that's one thing is, you know, even when I started watching your streams, you know, I didn't expect a pirate, you know, because of the fact, you know, because of what you did. You were playing Sea of Thieves, so I figured, you know, Pirates, Sea of Thieves, that was your you know, your shtick.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you did.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I just figured you were a big Pirates of, you know, or a big Sea of Thieves fan, so that's why you called yourself Pirates.
Yeah.
But, you know, dressing as a pirate, I mean, I understand cosplay, and don't get me wrong, cosplay is fun to watch, but it's just like with Raven, it's just like, oh my God. I mean, when I was in here working the other night, you know, after he accepted the interview, I was in here watching his stream, because I watch his streams whenever I can, whenever he's on, but
he's awesome, yeah.
I was in here watching it, and I was trying to work, and I guess I had never really been focused, you know, on his streams. Usually when I'm in a stream, unless I'm, you know, doing something to where I'm going to be not away from the computer on and off, I'll sit in there and chat, you know, like I do with yours or something like that. I'll sit in there and chat with you guys for a while if I'm in here. But it's just like I could not get no work done because I was just amazed that man does not, there's no off switch until he says goodnight.
Yeah. No, he's very good at what he does. And it's like Tonzi too, right?
Yeah.
Tonzi. So, you know, he has Tonzi and then he has Tonzi.
Yeah.
So I always find it fascinating how people can be themselves, but then they have this like alter ego, I guess, and they just go all out. And it's very cool. I mean, it's like Dr. Disrespect, right?
Yeah.
He does his whole thing. And I don't know. I feel like when people see pirates, it's like they expect something. And I'm just like, hi.
No, to tell you the honest to God truth. I mean, I guess it might just be me. It was just like, you know, even like I said, when I first saw you, it's, you know, because you were a Pirate's Life when I first saw you.
Yeah, I was.
And so, like I said, Sea of Thieves is like, okay, so I'd sit there and watch your Sea of Thieves streams, you know, you and stuff like that. And then, you know, with Leviosa and stuff. And but, you know, it's just, So, when I see people's names, there's some, you know, when you're playing COD, it's like almost trying to read license plate numbers. You know, vanity plates. Get a hook.
Yeah.
There you go.
Get a hook. I could. But then I can't play. Imagine I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I can have one maybe sitting somewhere, right?
Well, that way, when you can use that for like a troll. When a troll comes in, you can grab your hook and sit there and say, "All right."
That's when I grab this. You know, and just set it right there, and be like, "Oh look, ta-da!"
Yeah.
No. No, I know. I mean, there's things. You can get the fluffy hat with a feather, and you know, you can do all kinds of things at the end of the day. But I'm just me.
Yeah.
And I like pirate things. And I loved doing Sea of Thieves when people actually played it. So I don't really get on it because people don't really play it anymore.
You know, I didn't realize they had... I mean, I knew every game had a hacker, but the times that I played it, I've never run into hackers. And the last time me and one of my mods were playing, we ran into this hacker. I mean, he wasn't a hacker. He was like a bully.
Oh, there's very...
And then he sat there and he goes, "Join us." I'm like, why in the hell would we join your crew after you just destroyed our ship and killed us 9 times? And really, we're gonna join you?
Right? I'm gonna join your alliance now.
Yeah.
No, after you just dumpstered on us.
I guess what we could have done was joined them and then turned around and killed them when they weren't looking.
Exactly.
So
that's the whole point. It's Sea of Thieves, not Sea of Friends.
I didn't think of that, but
you know. Join the alliance and then sink them at the end and take their treasure. That's what you do in that game. No, I mean last time I was on it by myself, I was actually server hopping for a friend, and to see if I could find some good content for them when they were streaming it.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this boat, and I was like, sweet, I got, Fort of the Dam, or I think it was Fort of the Dam up, and I had like Reapers 5s or 4s on the server. And so like I was trying to stock the boat up, and I started sailing, and I got dumpstered on by this crew. And when I talked, and I was like, that's cool, guys, yay, good for you, like, good job, and they just went so toxic. And I was just like, I understand it's a pirate game, and you're more than happy to sink my ship and take my treasure and, plunder the booty away, right? Just go right ahead. That's the whole point of the game. But when you take it too far, and especially when you find out you're a female,
yeah,
and then you start going on this whole tirade of stuff, it doesn't make it fun. No. It doesn't. And I'm like sitting here like, what if I was this was my first time on the game, right? And I get dumpstered on, and then this crew is just incredibly toxic. It's going to kind of make people not want to play.
Yeah.
Especially if they spent like 4 hours grinding, getting, this treasure, and then all of a sudden they lose it to these people who are toxic, instead of, hey, good game, great job, great fight, leave it at that.
Yeah.
Right? You could do the whole betrayal, not a big deal. Get your alliance, and then cut the alliance off and sink them, and then take the treasure and just be like, thanks, guys, for doing this for us. So you don't have to spend 6 hours doing this. We did it in actually 2 to 3 hours. Like that's fine. It's part of the game. It's just like with DayZ, right? It's another it's a PC game I like to watch and play. And it's like people are like, oh, you just team up and you want to kill everything on sight. And it's like, no, you want to like talk to people, create storylines, rob them, right? Because they have like these things where you can like handcuff them or tie them up, and then you can do like these whole little like turn around, face the wall.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah, it's actually I don't know if anyone's ever watched DayZ.
Apparently not. I mean, I've heard of it, but I guess apparently I haven't watched it. It's
actually really fun to watch because of the different characters that people run into, and it's all people playing the game. And there's some content creators that does it, and it's funny because they'll go into a house and they'll be like, oh, someone's outside, and so like the person comes in, and then they may not even have a bullet in their gun, and they'll bring it out, and they'll just be like, strip, turn to the wall, whatever. Don't talk to me. Don't face me. Or they'll make them sing like I'm a little teapot, short and stout, right? Kind of stuff. And it's really funny to do.
Oh, wow.
So
I'm going to have to try that one out now.
If you like DayZ or you want to watch DayZ, Smoke is a DayZ content creator on Twitch.
Okay.
I like Andy, which is AANDY with an H. He's also really good at DayZ, and his content is amazing. But Andy, Smoke, and Shroud will play it too, and it's a very fun to watch, and it's a very it's a nighttime game to watch because it can be chill. It can be them just running places and trying to find stuff to survive.
Yeah.
But the interactions they get in the very beginning and toward the end and all this stuff is actually really cool to watch.
Yeah, I guess
fun
I didn't
to play.
realize that. I guess
so if you
now it's making me want to play it now.
Yeah, so PC, I would say figure out the controls in like an offline scenario so you can just go around the map, getting used to everything. And then go to the day one servers. Those are the more popular ones that I've noticed that streamers use, and they have really small maps to bigger maps. Okay. So you have a desert map, you'll have a zoo map, you'll have a snow map, like winter, so you have to like build fires to survive.
Oh wow.
Right, because it's cold. It's really cool, so I suggest if you like stuff like that to watch some of the DayZ streamers, and those are the 3 that I typically watch.
Okay.
Summit sometimes plays it, but Shroud, and I just saw Goliathan actually posted today about DayZ, so that was kind of cool.
Now he's still on Facebook, isn't he?
Yes, he's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But,
that's what I like to watch, because like I said, I don't really watch TV anymore.
yeah.
Like I do, but I don't. I watch Limo streams, and I'm actually watching Daisy when I'm going to bed because it's just really fun to watch. It can be super fast paced and very like what was that? Because it'd be really quiet, and then all of a sudden you just hear this gunfight, and it's going like, because they're sniping each other or really close quarters, and it's really cool. And you got wolves, you got bears, depending on the map, and it's really cool. So
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've always seen the game, but it's one of those ones that's like, oh, I'll check it out later, and then it just never gets to later.
No,
So.
I definitely recommend it for sure, and especially those 3 streamers would probably be your best ones to watch first because
Okay.
they're especially Andy. Andy's usually on every day. He's in Australia, so I like to watch him because he'll be getting on about this time.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm ready to go to bed, he's still streaming. So I'm like, sweet, I can actually like chill out because it's early for him, right? And then Smoke sometimes will do all night. So when he gets on, he'll get on every other night or whenever he feels like it. But he's one of the bigger Daisy streamers, and he
Shadow.
He did. People know him from Escape from Tarkov. Is how people know Smoke. But he's been doing a lot of Daisy lately, so he's really cool to watch too and funny. Hello, Shadow.
Yay, wild pirates.
Yeah. Pikachu, I choose you. Right?
Well,
That's
speaking,
what I'm gonna be for Halloween.
you're talking about the toxicity on that game. It's like, I mean, because that's been like the biggest thing. We do.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the day. It's like all you do is interview women. It's like, well, it's because they have a lot of interesting stories, and not only that, I grew up with sisters. I get I get along better with girls. But
Thank you.
you set up as glowy. Yeah,
Thank
it is.
you.
I like it.
I like glowy.
She's even got my name in the background. I didn't even realize that until she turned the chair just a little bit ago.
Yeah. I didn't clean the board off well enough, but you get it.
But no, that's one of the things. It's like, I know, lost my train, squirrel,
Yes, there's a lot of toxicity, and why you interview women is because we do get a lot of flack.
Yeah.
Actually, we do get a lot of crap that's said to us and looked down upon, and this is our space. You know what I mean? And you're just coming in and taking all our things, like the boob streamers.
Oh, right? Lord, yeah.
The boobs are taking the views.
The boobs.
It's like, okay, guys, sorry. The toxicity, thankfully, I have to say, I'm very thankful so far, knock on wood, that I haven't really had toxicity in my chat. I've been really lucky with that. And I've had every once in a while the get them out of here kind of stuff.
See, I don't understand. Me as a guy, I don't understand that. But like
I don't either.
I grew up with sisters, so.
Yeah, some guys either don't know how to talk to women, so they just take it out on whatever women they see, or they had bad experiences with women, and so once again they have to take it out on every woman they see, or they're just pompous asses, and that's just what they are. And I've been really thankful, like I said, that I haven't really had that issue in chat. I've had some here and there, but I try to either A, ignore it, or I
should do that.
Sometimes become very sarcastic toward them and feed into it sometimes, but in a funny way. But with gaming wise, especially Call of Duty, Call of Duty is probably one of the biggest toxic communities toward girls.
Really? I mean, you see all the stuff posted, but it's just like 90% of the time you don't know if that's like made up content or what, so you really don't know what's true until you talk to somebody.
It's very. I've seen Valorant, I've seen Overwatch be very toxic toward females. I can only say I've only encountered it in COD because I've never played Valorant and I don't really play Overwatch. I've played it. Yeah, the sandwich. That's the go-to one. Yo, bitch. Make me a sandwich. Get in the kitchen. Oh, you're probably playing video games in the kitchen. That's the go-to one. And I always just laugh and say, joke's on you. I'm eating it right now. Or,
Hi, Rosenberg.
You know, it's just it's one of those where they're always just like, oh, go F yourself or whatever, whatever, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, well, go F your mom. And I'm like, well, that's what your dad said last night. You just try to come up with comments to combat the toxicity of them. But I've had some really brutal ones, I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
But it can get pretty bad, especially you don't say anything and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, hey, good game, guys. Or, great job or good shot. And then it's just like this monster just comes out and this sea creature and it's just going to rip your face off and just maul you to death.
Yeah. And like I said,
you're just like, okay.
I mean, I know it's a psychological thing that's like, fucked up in their head, but what's up, Zedna? Thank you for being here. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's like I said, you see them on the TikToks and the, all the posts and everything else, but it's just like, as me as an analytic type person, it's like, is that real or are they just doing it for the content?
Yeah.
So it's like,
I know some of them are fake. You can totally tell some of them are faked, but I've had my own experiences where I can say, yeah, I can see that. Especially in Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is very man oriented driven game, right?
Yeah.
So you have all these girls that freaking can probably outdo half of the guys, but they still get like overlooked or they still get, talked down to. And it's just like, she could probably run circles around you, but you won't give her the chance,
Yeah. Now, Shadow, don't get me wrong. I wasn't saying that you ladies were making this stuff up. I was saying that the content that is produced, I didn't know if that was just produced for content because of everything that's been said.
Yeah, like they have their friends come in and join their party and then, hey, I need you to say this, this, and this on a fake account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can. I know a lot of it can, but like I said, I've had my own experiences to where I'm just like, sometimes I'm afraid to say something. Actually, this happened the other night. I was playing random trios for Warzone because no one was on. And, they're like, oh, hey, guys, got a mic. Got a mic. And, of course, I'm like, do I say something? I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. And so, I'm just following around and, I'm doing what I do in the game. And then finally we got into this real heated fight and I had to say something because I didn't want to die. And they wouldn't pick me back up after that. They would just let me die. And then they would bring back their friend. And I was dead most of the game. And I was like, do I want to back out? But I was like, no, because what if the chance they actually bring me back, or they win. I want that win. You know what I mean? And literally, they finally brought me back in. I got knocked. His teammate got knocked. I had a sliver of a health left, and he stood in front of me, waited till I died, grabbed all my stuff, and then I waited again till they died, and then that was that.
What?
And I was just like, is it? And then I was thinking, okay, is it because I said something? Because prior I didn't say anything, they would pick me up or whatever. And then when I said, hey, to the right, or whatever I said, I didn't get picked up anymore.
No, that's just wrong.
It's like little things like that. That happened in Sea of Thieves too. I went on a random brig and I got sent to the brig and I was locked in there the whole time. Because I said something. And they're like, and then of course, they're like, we got the chick in the brig. What can she do? Oh, she'll back out. And I'm like, no, I'm going to stay. I'm going to stand my ground. And I'll talk to you guys and sing and be annoying in the brig. And I'm going to chew on some chips right close to that mic right in the mouth. And I'm just going to, bug the crap out of you until you let me out. Half hour rolled by. I said, screw it, I'm not going to do it anymore. And I left. I was like, I'm done. I tried.
That's
You
just
know?
rude. I didn't. Oh my God, no! I could never do that.
No,
I don't care who it was.
It can get bad. I mean, I've had I've had my kids say something to me in the background, and I've had guys say some pretty gnarly things, and I'm just like, oh, I wish I knew where you lived, cause
Well, it was just like that. Who was it? The girl that portrays Ronnie in COD or Ronan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she went through this not too long ago. You know, because somebody was posting some bad stuff about her on Twitter or something on one of her socials about her being a woman and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I guess because they were calling her out that she wasn't the one that, you know, they modeled the character off of and stuff like that. And it's just like, what was it, Ammunition? She's one of them that they modeled the character off of too, you know, and but it's just like, and the funny thing about it is you see that and you hear about all this about, you know, the stuff that's going on with Activision and everything else.
Oh yeah.
Do you follow Warzone on Instagram?
On Instagram, no.
Okay. If you follow Warzone, I don't know if it's actually the official Warzone one, but it's like 9 out of 10 pictures that they post on a like an hourly basis, because they post random people that play the game.
Yeah.
They're all females, like dressed up in bikinis, and I mean, 90% of them are all females that are dressed up in provocative clothes. It's like, okay, you guys are just, you know, if this is actually the one that's, you know, that's a part of it, you know, if it's the official, y'all are going through this stuff, but here you're still promoting. I mean, granted, I know the girls probably gave permission to do it, but it's just, you know, because it looks like a model type thing. But
yeah, it comes back to sex sells, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have a very good looking girl with a very good looking body versus regular body type, right? Because if you look at the comments, they're gonna want a female that's not very voluptuous because they don't see it as sexual. But if you have a woman that is very well endowed up top, etc., curves, the whole 9 yards, you're going to see that more sexualized than the other one.
Yeah.
So they're going to post the bikini photos. They're going to post the girls who look nice because that's what will draw in. Even if it's bad publicity, is always good publicity, right? As they always say in the entertainment world. So, you know, it'd be nice to have wholesome, you know, genuine women out there that's just like, this is me, instead of being in a bikini or whatever. But I'm not knocking it. Like, you hustle, girl, I'm all for it. Do your thing. I wish I had your body, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, it'd be kind of nice to open up some of these things, and it's just an ordinary girl, mom, whatever age. Like, I was watching a clip on Warzone, and it happened to be something grandma, and she was kicking butt in Call of Duty. And I was like, oh, you go, girl. You go. Because that's going to be me. You know? Well, I think she's 50s or 60s. I'm not really sure. Something grandma or whatever. And I think she's on Facebook.
Yeah, I think I've seen posts that.
I saw it on TikTok, and I was just like, you work it, girl. You do that. You do that thing. You show them boys that even at that age, you got it.
Yeah, because I mean,
you know?
And it's those there that, you know, because they're in it for the game. They're not in it for anything else. And yeah, because I think even she's got a mouth on her too.
Oh yeah, she does. She does.
I think if we're thinking of the same one, I think because I've watched some of the clips where she tears into some.
Grandma.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
yeah,
her. Yes, I was just like, let's go, because it's like I want to see. Like, I'm all for, you know, body positivity, and no matter the age, whatever, like, do what makes you happy. You know, be who you are. But I would love to see, especially in the Call of Duty scene, pushing more female captains, more female teams, more female stuff, because it's always certain XYZ people, and then they always bring XYZ people, and it's always the same people.
Yeah.
When there's other, you know, ladies who are just as good that don't really get the opportunity, because it's like, is it because they're a girl, or is it because they don't want to be outshined by them? What could it possibly be? So it's like, I think it'd be really cool, especially like Warzone does like the World Series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
if Call of Duty did an all-female one. And I know a lot of people have opinions on that because, like, well, that's just excluding other people. And it's like, but I think it'd be really fun to see an all-female big tournament, right?
Yeah.
Like a huge one. And I don't know. I feel like it might bring more light to, hey, let's take some of the XYZ men out and let's have the ladies have their turn and see what, let them show what they can do.
I know it's not an all female thing, but we do have I told you about that big event we're planning for Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of like, you guys are here, so you guys get firsthand. I'm not going to tell everything because there's still some stuff we're working out. But one of the things we're going to do is a custom COD tournament, the boys versus the girls.
Oh, that's going to be so toxic. I can already see it now. That's going to be so toxic.
But it's going to be so fun.
It's going to be fun, but it's going to be so toxic.
I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to recruit a shit ton of mods that day. I know that. So it's gonna have to be one mod for every 10 person. So, but
I will say, if you're gonna do a COD tournament, especially if it's Warzone, can I give you some suggestions?
Sure.
Ban heartbeat and ban stuns and see what people can do, especially if you're doing customs.
Oh, yes.
I would love to see a tournament ban heartbeat because everybody uses heartbeat. And I feel like if you take it away, they're not going to know what to do. I feel like it's going to change the game up.
Yeah, because like I said.
And stuns. I hate stuns. I can't stand stuns, but whatever. I just suggest, I think it'd be really cool if you ban heartbeat.
You got it. We got the pirate ban. We're going to call it the pirate ban.
And if people get upset at that, I'm like, you're welcome. No, that's gonna be really cool. That'll be really cool.
But I know.
I can't wait.
Cammy's the one that she's working on right now. She's contacting people because what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up captains, and then the captains get to pick their teams.
Okay. Yeah. So. No, that's really cool. Are you guys gonna do like a KD cap or anything like that?
I don't know. We just started talking about it today. It's one of those things. That's why I'm telling you about it. Like me and her. Mesh because she likes information and I have a lot of information and
nice.
So I have a special section in the Doghouse Discord that it's called Rebel Mind Dump. So it's like whenever so if I'm at work and so I don't bug her on direct messages, I can just sit there and type it in there and she can go back and read it as she has time to read it.
No, that's really cool. No, I like that.
But
so if you have any questions.
What about UAVs?
UAVs is fine because you have to actually purchase them. You have to actually use money. Do you buy someone back? Do you get UAV? Do you get there's other things, self-revive. UAVs is fine. Like, that's fine. It's the constant heartbeat that drives me nuts because it's an unlimited UAV.
Yeah.
In my mind.
It is.
I find that.
I mean, I have one, but.
Everyone, if you watch all the tournaments, everyone uses the little heartbeat. Take it away and see what they can do.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Saying.
No, it's like I said. It just got dubbed the pirate ban.
Yes. Now people will be like, "Who banned this?" Me. Enjoy.
What's up, Gun? Still here.
Hey, Gun.
But yeah,
if you have any questions about Warzone.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't know. I know she's got it. I don't know what she's done. That's her side.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
no, it's gonna be awesome.
So, like, I know one thing. Like I said, it was just one of the things because we were talking about doing a charity stream sometime, like in the near future. I said, why don't we just do a Halloween event? So we're gonna do it the Saturday before Halloween. So it's Saturday, the October 30th is when the time is slotted or the date is slotted.
Nice.
I haven't told her this yet, but I think it's going to be a 12-hour stream, and it's going to be a charity for Stack Up.
There you go. Oh, Stacked Up. That's really awesome.
So,
really awesome. I'm huge in the military community, so I think it's really cool what they do.
Just because we were trying to figure out, I was like, well, what chair should we use? And I go, well, I'm already on the stream team for Stack Up, so
nice.
I'm already,
that's awesome.
They've been supporting this channel when I do all the stuff on Twitter and stuff like that. So it's just like, why don't we just do it for them? And I text them today just out of the blue. It's like, hey, this is what we're thinking. Are you interested? And they go, yep. But we're at a con. We'll get back to you. And I'm like, okay. So I text Cammy and I sit there and I go, well, that was easy. We
Right.
got our charity.
That's awesome. It's always cool when you have, people that are in certain organizations or do ththings, businesses, whatever, and you can actually talk to them and they actually talk back.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's been very, very surprising. I think because I tried to do this like a year ago, but I didn't know anybody. I knew people, but I didn't know people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing about networking. It's like I start. Like it came to my. Like I said, I have one of these minds that shit just kind of pours out every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when people talk about networking, they don't want to do it. Because technically it is the hardest part of the outside part of this job is trying to figure out who to go to. Yeah.
It's not necessarily, there's networking, but then now it's the whole clout chasing. Like, are they going to take it as a clout chaser?
Yeah, I feel that way.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you approach someone and talk to them without getting dubbed a clout chaser? So you have to like tiptoe around things. I'm the type of person, if I meet you in someone's stream or I'm with someone and they bring you in and I don't, they're so-and-so or so-and-so and so-and-so, I'm going to go into that stream and I'll be like, hey, it was lovely to play with you or whatever. I really enjoyed it. And I want to get to know them. Yeah. I don't care who they are. They could be well, if they're Johnny Depp, that's a whole different story. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to know who they are. I want to know their community. I want to know, if I would fit in the community as a community member. No. Right? Yeah. And I'm always afraid that some people will see it as clout chasing. I know I'm not doing that. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like subconsciously back there. It's that tiny little thing that's like, well, what if they think you're this or what if they think you're that? And then you start to doubt yourself. So then you don't want to go in there and then you don't want to chat. And then you're just like, oh, what do I do? Because you don't want to come off that way. No, that's what I did when I started this. When I started, because I just started with the people that I knew directly that I was already talking to. Mm-hmm. And because I knew they weren't going to think that of me. But then I started reaching out to some bigger names like the Raven Armed and a Psycho and stuff like that. And it wasn't for the fact that I was clout chasing or, their numbers or anything like that. It's just I'm interested in who they are. Mm-hmm. It's just like the personalities. Yeah. It's just like I told you at the beginning. It's like, we talk in chat and stuff like that. But talking like this is a whole different thing. Yeah, it definitely is. Even though we're in different areas, but we're still like talking face to face without being face to face. So exactly. Yeah. No, I totally agree. And it's eventually you'll get, more people and your name will get out there, and before, I can see this being to where you'll go someone like, oh yeah, you're so-and-so from the Doghouse Live. Like, dude, let's sit down and chat, I'd probably sit there and it's like, huh, who are you talking to? up there, so I think it's really cool what you do. And I know there's always going to be haters and there's always going to be people that's going to talk about you and talk down on you or whatever, but at the end of the day, personally for me, if I can say I was genuine about everything that I've done, I'm fine, because I treat people how I wanted to be treated. And sometimes that can be bad because you get you get the whole backstab and then you go, well, can I trust this person? Or, life happens. But still, at the end of the day, I can say I still treated them with kindness and respect. May not have gotten it in return, but that's okay. Yeah. And I get in my head a lot too. And sometimes I don't stream because, mental health is a very, very evil thing. And sometimes, you can literally sit in front of your camera knowing that you're supposed to stream, but you're so in your head that you don't want to hit go live. And then you look down at the clock and then you realize it's 30 minutes past when you're supposed to start. And then you're just like, well, what's the point of starting? Yeah. Now I'm already late, or you're just, you're drained throughout the day and you're just like, well, no one's gonna come anyway. No one's
Yeah.
gonna show up anyway. No one's gonna talk anyway. And these are like my demons that I deal with, and it's like I'm slowly getting out of it, but like it can really get to you. And
No,
I think talking with people and being open, and I think for me, just meeting new people, and that's the biggest thing for me is just meeting new people. I just want to meet new people, and I want to talk to people, and I want to know about their story and where they're from and what they're doing, because I know a lot of people go through what I go through, and I just want them to feel good. I want them to know that they have someone that they can come to and talk to.
Yeah.
That they're not alone. Even though I'm sitting here like, should I go live or should I not go live? Should I play this game or not play this game? Or, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's like, but I'm like, wait, I need to get into the mindset of like, I can do this. I can play this game. I will have people come in. They may not stay, but they will come in. Like just be me. Because I also get into like this whole, when I worked at Disney, right? They had this whole be professional and be this way. So I was trained a certain way. So like, I'm a very loud, goofy person a lot off stream. And when I'm on stream, I'll crack jokes, I'll laugh and this, and then I get into my head of like, I'm not professional enough. I need to like straighten up, and I need to, because what if a company comes in and they see me and I'm talking about boobs or whatever, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making that's what she said jokes and all of this, and then I get into my head again, and then I start to shut down because I'm like, oh gosh, what if someone came in that was really good and I just totally just was not professional. And then I'm like, no, I need to be myself. I need to be loud. I need to joke. I need to dance. I need to sing. I'm a terrible singer, but I like to sing.
But
right?
but you know what? That kind of action, if you do have a business that pops into your chat and stuff like that, a lot of times if you are being real, I mean, yeah. To me, if a business came in, like I said, if a business came in and sit there and said that, or wrote me back letter or something like that and said, oh, you said this in the stream, we ain't gonna want you. Me, it looks like it's like, well, I'm not going to, like you said, I'm not gonna be something I'm not. I can't, because I don't like being fake. I don't like, I mean, now there's a difference between playing a character and being fake,
Yes.
So
yes.
Playing a character is different, but if you're fake, showing that you, I don't know, just being fake. I mean, everybody knows what fake means, but, but yeah, it's just like, I would just sit there and I'd say, I'm sorry, that's just me. You either live with me or you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, because like I'll be playing offline with people and they're like, why aren't you like this on stream? And I'm just like, I don't know. I just get into this whole be professional. But be this way because of this, and this. But then I'm over here like, oh, he said something funny, or she said, I want to be like, that's what she said.
But see, that's not
You know
being
what I mean?
To me, that's not being professional. That's being compliant to society, or politically correct. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Politically correct.
Yeah. I get into my head a lot about that. And it's like,
it's
so
like
I'm starting to learn to just take a breather. So now I'm like, I don't care. I'm singing in the stream. I'm dancing in the stream. I'm cracking dad jokes because, let's just be honest, I love my dad jokes and my puns. And I will be sitting here crying, silently laughing, because that's what happens when I'm laughing really loud, like going. Nothing comes out in my mouth, but my mouth's open and I'm tearing up and I can't breathe. And I'm just trying to have fun with it and trying to break that, right? So if you come in and I'm getting very serious, just say something funny so I could be like, oh yeah, snap out of it. Like don't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm in that process of breaking that habit. So, because I think that was one of the biggest things on Mixer is I was fun. I still talk to everyone. But when I look back, I was very, hello.
Proper. Yeah.
welcome into my stream. you know,
Now that you say that, I do see a change.
yeah,
I would never even noticed it until you just said that.
yeah,
I see.
Yeah.
You're. I guess now you enjoy it. You can see that you enjoy it.
yeah,
So
yeah. Because I've looked back and I'm like, okay, what was I doing wrong? Not necessarily wrong, but you also have, your in real life things happening behind the
Yeah.
scenes that people don't know about that can't affect you on stream,
Yeah.
right? So I try to leave it at the door. Like they say, leave work at the door.
Yep.
I leave IRL at the door, and I'm like, what's up, guys? So I've learned and I've watched and I've seen, like, okay, what was it I was doing that was just not me? Because I'm not a very drink the tea, as I would say to people, tea time. I just want to laugh, jokes, talk about food and movies and games and whatever that's fun. And so I'm playing, I'm usually when you hear me singing, it's because I'm snapping myself out of it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh no, can't. So someone will say something. I'm like, oh, that reminds me of a song. I'm gonna sing it. So it's like I have raunchy humor, but I try to dial it back a little bit. I can cuss. I don't know. I've never really been a huge cusser to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm the one that says, holy moly, Batman, banana pants, or what in tarnation. I mean, to me, I find that more funny than
you definitely need to come to a Friday night and just let it all go.
when it comes to certain topics, I'm all about it. I'm just like, oh yeah, well, and they'll be like, oh, I always get the pirates, and I'm like, hi, yeah, so I'm not on the stream, so like giggle. You know what I mean? Like, why aren't you like this? And I'm like, I don't know. Because I even make my guy friends blush sometimes with my comments, and they're just like, my IRL guy friends, when they come into my stream sometimes, and they're like, why are you not like you? And I'm like, I don't know what you mean. They're like, we all know what you say and talk about and joke about, okay? And you're over here just like, someone makes a comment and you're just like, when deep down we know you have a comment to come back to that. And I'm like, inside I'm like, So I don't know. I try not to cuss just in case with kids, and even though my stream's 18 plus,
yeah,
I don't want my daughter to walk in and I'm like, mother, beep, 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 beep. And then I get this, oh, mom. And I'm like, oh, mommy doesn't say those things. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I try to I get into the mom mode too. To where her, it's like, what in tarnation? Son of a biscuit. What the fudge?
There's your son of a biscuit.
Stuff like that. Ah, cheese and rice.
What's
although you will hear,
oh my Lanta. Oh my Lanta.
Oh my Lanta. That's my favorite one. Oh my Lanta. That's and I say dude a lot because I'm from California. So
yeah.
Oz.
I call everybody dude. That's why when it's like when I'm talking to people or stuff like that, it's like, don't get offended. I call everybody dude just because I grew up in the 80s. That's what we used, you know. Mm-hmm. Dude was what they call gender neutral,
Yeah. Oh, it really was. And it's like, what was it? What was the movie? Is it Home of the Good Burger, where he's a dude, she's a dude,
yep.
we're all dudes, hey?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because he's a dude, she's a dude. I say dude to everything. Like, dude, give me that.
Yeah.
Hey, you, dude, come here. Even though it's a girl, I'm like, dude. Sometimes I'd say dudette because some are like, I'm a female. And I'm like, okay, dudette. So let's go over here. And yeah, I say dude to everything. Something drops instead of oh, I'm like, dude. Dude can go for everything.
Yeah, it's universal.
And, yeah. So, yeah. And I'm one of those. I like old sayings. Like, I'll say dude, I'll say gnarly, I'll say bitchin', Like, I like the old school ways. Now kids say things, and I'm just out. Now I know how my parents felt when I was growing up and was like, that's the bomb, right? Or that's fat, or that's cool, or that's chill, or that's this, And my parents be like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Da Bob? Talk to the hand mom, like whatever, those kind of things. And so now the words now I'm just like, oh, I know how my parents feel.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck is fleek? What's on fleek? What's fleek mean?
Yeah.
All these wild sayings, and I'm
the one that got me is when I first started streaming. I guess I've been out of the loop for so long when it comes to communication that everybody, somebody would come in and sit there and say, "Oh, bet," and it's
bet.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck are you challenging me on this or what? Because back when I grew up, when you say bet, that means I'm challenging. It's like throwing the glove down.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay. And it's like, I literally had to ask this guy, I go, is what I said was okay? Or are you challenging my, he goes, no. I go, okay. I had to explain to him. I go, well, when I grew up, bet means that you're challenging what I'm saying.
Yep. And
he's like,
I think right now the word that gets me that I got upset at someone was trust. They're like, oh, trust. And I'm like, excuse me? Because how I take trust is like, I got it. I don't need your help.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to help you, and you come back with, oh, trust. And I'm like, I'm just trying to help you in a certain situation, and you're coming at me with, oh, trust? And they're like, no. Trust means like, I got you. I feel you. And I'm like, that makes no sense.
No.
Because I grew up with, trust. Like, oh, yeah?
Trust this.
I got it.
Trust this. It meant trust I'm going to do this to you. Or
Yeah. Trust or the say less. I didn't know what okay bet was. And I didn't know the whole say less. Like, what do you mean say less? Like, is say less like a good thing? Because someone would say something and they'd be like, oh, say less. And I'm like, say less. like, say less? Like, are we saying something small? Like, what do you mean say less? And they always go, oh, say less. It's just the way they do it. I'm just like,
yeah.
And then you have the other person in the party chat, okay, bet. And I'm like, what is happening? The other one was poggers. I had no idea what poggers was.
Yeah.
And so going on Twitch.
I had to look that up too.
And they're like, oh, poggers. And I'm like, is it a frog? What is poggers? Poggers. And they're like, play of the game. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. I get it. Okay. Now I know when kids come in, they're like, oh, pog. Now I say it in, this is when you know you're a gamer and a streamer, is when you're in real life and something happens. Like my dad did something. I was like, oh, rip. And then my mom did something. I was like, Gigi's mom. And she's like, you really are a gamer, aren't you? And I was like, I was like, oh no. That's when you know, is when you go out in live. I'm waiting for something to happen and I go, pog. Because to me, poggers, I'm thinking pogs, the game, you the slammer and you put it on and you do the whole things. To me, that's what I thought poggers was. Yeah. Not play the game.
I tell you,
I'm waiting for that moment.
The one thing that got me when I first started watching streams is on Mixer, and same here, but it's just like, every time the creator would be sitting there, the broadcaster would be sitting there talking to the chat, and then all of a sudden, you could tell he's looking over something, and he goes, oh, okay, I got you, whisper.
Oh yeah.
And then down the road about five more minutes into it, okay, whisper. And then you go to somebody else's stream, and it's like, okay, whisper. And then you go to like 9,000 other streams, and everybody, it's like, fuck, this whisper dude gets around.
I know. I was the same way. Oh, that's hilarious. Because I was the same way. I was like, why is everyone saying, what's whisper? Whisper. Wow. Oh, okay, this is how bad it was. I had no idea. I actually put in Mixer whisper because I wanted to see who the person was.
I did too.
I was like, I need to know this whisper guy or lady because this person gets around. They must be super talented. Yeah. So let's just look it up. And then nothing was whisper. And I was like, what's whisper? And so I asked a friend of mine. She was probably one of the first streams I watched on Mixer. It was Sarah Bay Plays. And I asked her and said, okay, I'm very new at this whole thing. What is whisper? I keep hearing even you say whisper. I thought it was a person. And they were like, oh, that's when someone / whisper your name, and it's like they can't see it except you and that person. And I was like, oh, so it's almost like a direct message, but in chat. And they're like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. And then I thought, I wonder how many people have actually whispered about me and what do they say? And then the wheels start turning, you know, and the bots. That's another thing is, who's this bot that's talking all the time? They're a really good like person.
Yeah.
They're telling everyone welcome in and this person's hosting or this is that. You know, that was the other one was the bots.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow. I kept thinking that too. It's
Coils
the
bot.
things you learn, you know? And so the lingo, I'm still learning. And,
Yeah.
you know, I always call myself the grandma of the bunch because, you know, I like my old school movies and my old school music and sayings and all of that. And they're like, oh, well, we'll help you with the lingo. So people will come in and I'm like, now I just look at the camera. I'm like, just explain what that is, please. I'm proud to call myself a boomer. If you want to call me a boomer, I will be the grandma soul. Just help me out with these sayings.
Yeah.
Because I have no clue.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, whisper. I was the same thing as you. It was just like, man, that guy gets around, dude.
That's why I just thought it was one of the popular streamers, and I was just like, they must be really cool if everybody knows who they are. I was like, this person must be like the Tom from MySpace for Mixer because he was everywhere. You know? And then you had like when I finally started streaming and people would whisper me, but it would never have the number. So I was always wondering how people would be like, oh, don't worry, whisper number 2, whisper number 4. And I'm like, mine always is just the name, and I can't say, oh, yeah, so-and-so, thanks. Or, you know, I have to answer the question in a way that doesn't give it away. I'm like, I wanted whisper number 2, whisper number 4, whisper number 8. Sometimes I go to stream like, oh, whisper, you know, 69, 70, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's a lot of whispers. First of all, that's like a whole other chat going on. You know what I mean? But I do miss that, though.
Yeah.
Although a kid, it was always funny to watch people who didn't know how to do it when they were trying to do it, and then they hit send, and then everyone could see it, and you're just like, they were just talking about so-and-so. Oh, snap. And then you're just waiting for Twitter because you're just waiting for that drama to drop, and you're like, I saw it live. I'm going to sip my tea for this one because I don't get myself into drama, but I don't care who it is or what you say. You don't have to involve yourself in drama because I don't like it. But I do like to watch the train wrecks happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because you just want to sit there and...
Yep. You just grab your drink and kick back and watch the excitement.
Definitely sip your tea and watch because you're like, this is better than reality TV because then you can be like... It's like, oh, season finale. And then you wake up the next day and then it's going on again. You're like, oh, new season. Yep. Let's go.
Yeah, every day's a new season.
Know?
That is true.
Especially if it's a fun topic. If it's a boring topic, I can care less, you know. But it's always the fun ones that you're just like invested in.
Yeah.
Because you just want to know how it plays out.
I like the ones that they sit there and they start trash talking and, you know, somebody else just because they didn't believe in something they did or whatever.
Oh.
You know, and it's a total back and forth, and and it's funny. It's because all it would take would just one of them to shut up, and it would go away. But they just can't do it. You know.
Yep. My
Gun knows
favorite,
what I'm talking about.
My favorite though is when you go to the conventions and everyone's drunk but you, and you're sitting there as the sober person, and then you hear the stories the next day, and you're just like, that's not what happened. I can tell you that right now. That definitely was not what happened. That's definitely not what was said. But you keep going thinking that, you know? It's like when I'd go to house parties and stuff. They're like, oh, so-and-so, did you know so-and-so did so-and-so? And oh my gosh, Jessica did Henry and blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, no, that never happened. Then I was there till like the party shut down. Like that never happened. It's the same thing at PAX. You know, the conventions, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And you're like, if you think that, okay, go right ahead.
Yeah.
No, but so-and-so said so-and-so and so-and-so. And you're just like, yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, and that's
You
one
know?
thing. Yeah, that's one thing. It is. It's like it's just like the game that you played as a kid. It's like when you sit up.
Telephone.
Yeah, you sit there and say one thing to one, and then to see what it ended up at the end. That's exactly what happens. It's like the truth happens. The truth gets passed on. Then that person doesn't tell. Only tells their version of the truth, and it just keeps on going until it's not even nowhere clear or next to the truth.
Oh yeah, the good old telephone.
Yeah,
those are always fun. I used to do that though, growing up in high school, because this is when hormones are going and people are catty and blah blah blah. I always tested people. I would say something to see if they'd go and say it to someone else, and I'd always tell someone something different.
Yep.
So then if so-and-so came back to me and be like, I did not know this, but blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, now I know who not to trust.
Exactly. I do that at work. I do that at work.
Yeah. Especially in high school. It was wild.
Because we have some of those guys at work that, that you gotta earn your trust with them somehow. And that's the only way to do it, really.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and little things here and there, I don't do that anymore, mind you. I don't test people like that no more. It was just only in high school. But yeah, it's always interesting to see what people say and do, and you're just sitting there like, especially the whisper mishaps, because you're just like,
I gotta admit,
sometimes it was the funny ones too that people are like, oh my god, you're so hot and blah blah blah, and you're just like, and you see it before it gets deleted, and you're like, wait, I saw that.
You can't unsee that one.
Like, can't wait for this blah 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 blah, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Thank God I never done quite that far, but I have done the little because sometimes reading keys are hard, so you accidentally put the wrong backslash in, and you put the forward slash in or whatever, and then or you don't spell whisper right. If you don't spell whisper right, it doesn't come. It'll just type it into chat. And so that's kind of why I like Twitch's whisper is on a separate little.
Yeah, the little DM box that I never check until someone's like, hey, I whispered you. And I'm like, oh. Or I'll get off stream and then I'll realize I have like 3 or 4. And I'm like, oops. Because I totally forget that it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, because it doesn't.
I don't check it. It doesn't make a sound like Whispers and Mixer did.
Because it pops up the little blue box at the or the purple box at the very bottom of the stream, but it's like if you're not paying attention to that little purple box, or if you don't have your stream up, you have no idea that it's going on.
Yeah. And especially if for me, I have the stream manager open, but it doesn't show you Whispers.
Yeah,
so you have to have your actual like whole URL, like you would watch someone else's stream to know about a Whisper. So it's like I don't know any of that, so I just don't.
Yeah,
unless someone says, "Hey, I whispered you, please read," I'll be like, "Oh,"
and that's where you find the other 10.
Exactly, and I'm just like, "Oh man, I just missed a whole bunch," and I'm like, "Whoopsies."
Yeah, Oz,
wasn't ignoring you.
No, yeah, that's why it's like, because I'll read them like 2 days later, and it's just like, oh shit, thank God it wasn't nothing important. So that's why I tell everybody, it's like, if you have something important to tell me, either DM me on Twitter. I'd say DM me on Twitter, even though my Discord's always open, but I tend to forget Discord. But I'm always on Twitter constantly, so you can either DM the Doghouse Twitter or you can DM my Twitter, and because I'm always switching back and forth between both.
Yeah. I always tell them, I'm like, if it's very serious, even like my family and stuff, like my dad or mom or whatever, I'm like, text me SOS.
Yeah.
Like SOS, even if you come into chat, if it's something you really need me to see, SOS. And then put like SOS Instagram or SOS Discord or SOS Twitter kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then I kind of know where to go, and it's very important. And so then,
or it could be like my wife. She when she messages me, because I'll sit there the next morning because I'll miss it or something, or I'll look at my phone like 20 minutes later after it's happened. And she's messaged me on the text message, on the Facebook Messenger, on the Discord. Yeah. It's like, okay. Yeah.
I try to make it to where people can, you know, because sometimes people don't have anyone to turn to.
Yeah.
So I try to have my DMs as open as possible, you know, and to let people know, like, hey, if you need anything, like, regardless of what I'm going through, like, I know how to separate. A lot of people don't know how to separate. Like, they get too emotional or too attached to what's going on. I know how to separate to where whatever's going on in my life, whatever they're going on, I don't let it affect me.
Yeah.
In that sense. So, like, I'm able to be like, okay, what's going on? Tell me. Like, lay it on me if you want to. Like, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And I say that to everybody because growing up, I didn't have really anyone to turn to for my things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I want people to know, like, if you come in my stream, I don't want to know XYZ going on because it just brings everything down. Unless if they do, they do. Like, I'm not going to yell at them for it. But I try to be like, okay, just DM me and we'll talk. We'll talk there, you know?
Yeah, that's one thing, you know. Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I can disassociate, but not to you know. I guess that's a wrong. I mean, yeah, you have to disassociate because if you don't disassociating doesn't mean you don't care.
Exactly.
Disassociating means that you just don't take it. You know, there are just like she said, there are some people, you know, they're empaths or empathetic, you know, and they suck all that energy in from everybody else, and it makes them go completely berserkers. That's why that's why they say you can't take on other people's problems. You can listen to them, but don't take them on, because if you take on other people's problems, then that just adds to your problems, and then now you're just keep adding it. It just piles up.
It's too much. Yeah, so I try to just like, hey, if you need to talk, I'm there to listen. And if it's something to where you want an opinion or advice, I'll give it to you. And that's it.
Yep.
You know, like, I just want you to know, like, for anyone, like, I'm there if you need to chat about something or you need an opinion on something or advice on something. Like, I'm there to help. I want to be there to help. I want you to know you have someone that you can go to, that you can trust. Because I've talked to a lot of people and they've talked to me, and it's locked in my brain and it will never leave. Like, that's just the type of person I am. Like, I still have secrets from my friend telling me in first, second grade. Sure, she screwed me over hardcore later in life, but I'm still going to take that to the grave just because that's the type of person I am.
Yeah.
You know, she's over there running her whole mouth fine. Right? But at the end of the day, I can still say I still honored and, you know, trustworthy and loyal to in that sense. And I just want people to have that knowing, hey, if I need to talk to her, I can trust her, and I'm not going to judge you, and I'm not going to talk bad or talk down or treat you like a child. You know, I will be honest in my answer, and I will, you know, I won't be like, I could be blunt, but I still do it in a respectful way, right?
Yeah.
So if you just need to say, hey, this is on my mind, and you just don't answer back, I just need to get it off my chest, I won't say anything.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm respecting what people are saying. But I just want people to know, like, they're not alone, and then if they need someone to talk to.
Yeah, because sometimes it's just that, sometimes it's just, they just want somebody to vent out to. You know, it's just like, you know, I have somebody that comes into my chats, been here, you know, followed me over, found me on Mixer, and he's been here ever since. You know, he just pops into chat just to vent, you know, just to, you know, so I let him vent.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and sometimes it depending on the topic, it's like, okay, let's take this over to, you know, DMing, because it's you know, sometimes the topics can get kind of rough, and it's like, I don't want to bring other people down and mood and all of that. So, you know, but you still want them to know, like, hey, even though I'm shutting you down right now, I'm not completely shutting you down.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't care, or I'm just kind of over there. Like, let's just bring it to a separate area. And especially, you know, I also feel like sometimes you want to keep it private, even though they're saying it out to everybody.
Yeah.
I still feel like at the end of the day, it should be kept, you know, personal in certain things. So I don't know. I'm just a very big, people person, and
Yeah.
I just want to like hug everyone, and I want to be like, I'm here for you, like a grandma. That's why I'm grandma. I want to cook and bake and listen to your problems, and then be the wise old woman that's just like, no, you don't want to do that. Like, when I was in my day, this is what I did. Like
I love telling people that. It's just like, when I was your age, this is what we did. Or I love the ones that come through. It's just like, you know what? I'll mention something and they're like, what's that? And it's like, well, if you don't know what that is, you probably don't need to be here.
Yep, exactly.
Or if it's something that's like, techno, or they bring up, what I really like is when people bring up stuff that we've done, that was created in our generation. And they're like, oh, did you hear this new thing? Or did you see this new thing? Kind of like flares, flare pants. It's just another word for bell bottoms.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, guys.
Girl.
It's just another word for bell bottoms.
Yeah, I love bell bottoms.
But you ask my daughter, she goes, no, they're two separate things. They have bell bottoms and they have flares. I go,
no flares.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Flares are bell bottoms. Then you have elephant bells, which started at the knee and went out.
Yep.
As my mom would say. She goes, oh my gosh, elephant bells. And I'm like, oh yeah, the ones that go at the knee and go out. She's like, yeah, those, or my flares. I'd be like, yeah, I want flare pants. She goes, those are bell bottoms. And I'm like, okay, so we always call them bell bottoms. I was a flare girl. I loved my flare jeans.
Oh, I'm
until
not saying
skinny jeans came out, and then I switched to the skinny jeans because it fits with the boots and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like now I saw on TikTok, which I was dying laughing, was the whole, your hair needs to be parted, in the middle for the girls, instead of, you're a boomer when your hair's off to the side. And I'm like, have you seen us look like with the hair down the middle? It looks like, you just got wet out of a shower and your hair's all droopy. I have naturally curly hair. I'm putting that height. I love my height. I should have grew up in the South, because I would have been all over that big poofy hair
the big poofy
in the
hair.
60s, right?
The
that
big beehives and
heck yes, I absolutely love it. The higher the hair, the better, is what I say, But no, the flares, everything, like,
yeah, generation.
Everything recycles, right?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it just cracks me up. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I guess if you go back to, let's say, it's like, I can't really compare like my mom and dad to everybody else's mom and dad, because my mom and dad would be basically people's, my age's normal grandparents, because my mom and dad were born in the 20s and the 30s.
Oh wow.
And
nice.
yeah. Oh, that's getting into the like the psychological or the scientific aspect of, because I never figured out why I liked big band music and stuff like that, because I didn't grow up that way. I didn't figure out why I liked 50s rock, Sinatra, because I never grew up. That wasn't played in our house.
Yeah.
But once I got older and figured out, because the whole deal that they come up with a few years ago about genes have memory. Your genes have memory, and it's passed down from generation to generation, and that's kind of like what they say, like deja vu and stuff is, when you say you lived it before. It's it's that memory being reactivated in the gene.
That's wild.
Yeah. So it's like,
I never heard that, but I don't know. Maybe this is why. So, speaking of that, when I went to Scotland, okay, because my grandma's full Scotch. Her parents came over in the 20s. Yeah, I think it was the 20s, maybe teens, 20s, something around there, from Glasgow. And so she's 100% Scotch. My dad's side has Scotch. I'm pretty much Scotch, Native American, and Puerto Rican. But when I went over to Scotland, it felt so weird. It felt like I was home.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was this eerie feeling. But it was cool. Like, when you're here in your home state, your town, whatever, you feel at home.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's familiar, it's whatever. I've never been to Scotland. I had no idea. But when I got there, it literally felt like home.
Yeah.
And I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, I have a weird feeling. And especially, so I have some famous relatives on some of the sides. And I had no idea, but we went to this location and I was walking around the church and everything. And I just had this peace and I felt home, and it was cozy. It was warm. It was like this cathedral and it had a river. Come to find out, my great grandfather, that was the church he would go to.
See?
After we did the tour. So when you said that, that's actually wild, because then I was like, wow, maybe that explains
that.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
It's just like, when people talking about like their talents and stuff like that, what do they call them when they're inherent, what they call inherent talents? That they've never been taught how to do it, but they know how to do it. Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of the way I was like with mechanic and, working on cars and stuff like that. I never once went to school, never once. My dad passed away when I was 8. So I used to watch him, but he never taught me anything. Yeah. But, it's just out of the blue. It's just like I automatically knew that, and I automatically knew this. And it's like, okay. Thank God none of my parents were brain surgeons or anything. I think I'd be able to work on brains, but but
oh, that's cool.
But yeah, now once I started researching that, and found that out, it's like about your genes having memory. It's just like, okay, that explains a lot. Just like with your experience with the Scotland church, it's like that would explain a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, and I absolutely love people hate bagpipes. I love bagpipes.
Oh, I love them. Let's see. My mom is German Dutch, and my dad is
nice.
German Irish.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know quite how much is in each one, but
yeah,
I know the German takes over the most because back when I was young, I actually had the blonde hair and blue eyes. I mean, my eyes were blue and my hair was like blonde.
Nice.
I was like they used to call some of them used to call me the walking Nazi because I had the whole blonde thing going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
We'd say the love child.
Yeah.
We'd say the love child.
But it's just like, but no, now my hair is not. I can't even grow my hair out anymore. But I used to be like that big hair, because I back in the 80s and early 90s, the big hair bands. My hair was down to the middle of my back, if you believe it or not. And what you were talking about, the little poof outs and.
Yeah.
So
that 80s hair metal.
Yeah, that was me.
Love it. No, I love 80s hair metal. Def Leppard's probably my favorite.
Ooh, yes.
I mean, they're kind of hair metal, right? They were in the 70s and then they went through the 80s. They kind of peaked in the 80s, but I saw them in concert a couple years ago and they put on such a good show.
Yes. I've never seen them in concert.
It was them, Poison, and Tesla was the show that I saw.
It's a nice combination.
Yeah, it was a good show. I really enjoyed it, and I got to see one of my favorite rock bands, so I was pretty stoked. So, but yeah, I love rock. When it comes to rock, I love the 80s rock, the Vietnam era rock, right? Yeah. And for me, I grew up in the emo.
Oh, it was
stage.
curly.
So that's probably as rock as I'll get. I don't do that like heavy metal stuff.
It curled up at the ends. I literally had to straighten my hair.
Nice. You should have just crunched it and then just did the whole grunge rock. Right? With the 90s grunge.
Yeah.
That was my sister. She liked the grunge look.
I don't know. I wasn't really, I don't know. I guess you call it grunge.
Because they had the grunge was the long, sleek hair with the, the plaid tied around the waist with the holy pants. And
I had the holy pants.
Yeah.
I still rock my holy pants. My wife gets pissed off at me. She goes, "When are you gonna throw those out?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. They're comfortable."
They're still good.
As long
and there's no big holes in the crotch area or the butt.
Yep.
Still good.
Even working around the house is like until the crotch goes away. Until the crotch.
Exactly.
That's when they go in the trash.
Yep. Exactly. For us, it was you get the holes. We did the patches.
Yeah.
we'd get the patches, and then people would come to school. You know they have a hole in their pants because you'd see the patch in like a random spot.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. No.
Yeah. Now kids pay, what is it, $100 for a pair of jeans that are all shredded up? That's,
Shredded and bleached.
Yeah.
Or looks dirty.
Yep. I told my daughter got a pair of those, and I'm sitting there going, how much did you pay for? Because she gets an allowance and she pays for that kind of stuff on her own.
Yeah.
I go, so how much did you have to save up for that? And she told me, and I go, you know what? I got 3 pairs in there. I go, you could have just picked one of those, and they were free, and they only cost me $10 or $9. That back when I bought them, because I just buy the cheap ones because I always what I do. I tear jeans up.
Exactly. I'm the type of person, I like thrifting, so people can go buy full price. I'll wait till they donate it, and then I'll go buy it.
Exactly. Yep.
Half the price of what they paid for.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people are like, I can't do that, which is fine. People don't need to do it. That just means it leaves more treasures for me.
Exactly.
For when I go in there, like I found a, those medias with like the fireplace. So like you put your TV on, and it has like the 2 cutouts, and it has the fireplace, and it's long.
Yep.
The media centers.
Yep.
So I went to Goodwill one day, and I saw it, and it said salvage. So I was like, well, what could possibly be broken? They want $40 for it. I looked it up. It was a $400 fireplace.
Holy crap.
Media stand. And they wanted $40. And I was like, is this actually $40? Because sometimes people can misplace stickers, whatever, could fall off. And she goes, no, it's $40. I was like, okay, I'll take it. And so I drove it home. I started putting it together. And I saw why it was marked salvage, because there was almost like a shelf that was cracked down the center, but it was placed on top of the fireplace glass. And I was like, well, it's okay if it's missing a shelf. That's not a big deal. And I still got it for $40.
Yeah.
So we're putting it all together. Every piece was there in perfect condition. That piece was broken that they thought was salvage for the whole thing, because they thought it was a shelf, but it was actually just covering and protecting the glass.
Oh.
So I got a $400 fireplace.
Oh.
For $39.99.
Now that is a find.
I find stuff all the time. People love to go thrifting with me because they're like, I'm not really looking for anything. And then they go in and they find like brand new, like 7 jeans for like $12, or Air Jordans brand new for, $40 or whatever they need, and I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I just like it. I think it's a fun little hobby on the side that I like to do. And because I think it's cool to find stuff brand new and you pay way less than what the person has paid for. And then, especially when it comes to stuff, it's like people won't know.
That's the way I am with cars. It's like when people get irritated or something like that, or they take them to the mechanics and they can't fix them. It's because if you take it 90% of the time when you take a car to a mechanic for something small, they'll try to get you to come back depending on the mechanic, so they won't fix it.
Nickel and dime.
Yeah, I found a good Grand Prix one time, and the guy was gonna give it to the salvage yard. And my girlfriend I was dating at the time, she sat there and she goes, he works on cars, if we'll pay you for it. And he goes, no, just come get it. So I came get it, put all new plugs, everything is in there, and you know what it was? It was a vacuum hose.
Nice.
There was a vacuum hose on the back that, made it run really, really rough and wouldn't let it go no faster than 30 mile an hour. And I just took some black tape and taped that up until I could repair it and stuck it on there. It was a 110 mile an hour car after I got done with it.
That's awesome.
So we did,
really cool.
just being nice. I asked the guy, I go, do you want it back? I go, it's fixed.
Yeah. I mean, that's nice that you did that. You know what I mean? But that is awesome. That is awesome. I wish that happened for me with a car, but it'd be like, my 1930s Plymouth or something, Bel Air or something cool like that.
Yeah.
I'd be like all over that. Oh, you want to get rid of that? I'll take it. And it's just one little small thing, and all of a sudden it fires up, and you got this pristine classic car.
Yeah.
That would be heaven.
Yeah.
That would be wild.
Well, girl, I'm gonna let you. gonna let you get out here. We went a little over, but like I said, it's only restricted to what you want it restricted to. So
Yeah. I mean, I honestly didn't know how long it was gonna be. You know me, I'd just keep talking.
Hey, that's me too. But
but it was really fun. I really, really appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you coming on.
I really enjoyed this.
But yeah, and you're always welcome to come back if you ever want to come back on a topic that you just want to get into, because I know you're like into. You did like I remember one stream you did. You were talking about serial killers and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, we could keep going. I was talking about H.H. Holmes.
Yeah, you caught the end. Yeah, Hellfire. Well, one of these nights we'll do a conspiracy stream.
Oh yes.
If you're into that.
Yeah.
I love.
I mean, yes and no. I'm more
not
into
conspiracy,
like.
But I mean stuff like that.
Yeah, if you get into the whole serial killers, I'm so down to talk about Bundy and H.H. Holmes. I could bring the H.H. Holmes.
Yeah.
And why I think he's Jack the Ripper.
Oh, after I listened to you that night, I'm totally because I actually did after we got done talking about it, after you got done with that stream, I actually looked it up and it's like, oh shit, everything matches. Right?
That's what I'm very convinced. And watching what History Channel did with the offspring, or not offspring, but distant relative of H.H. Holmes is wild. Is wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so down for that. But yeah, anytime you want me back, I'm more than welcome to come back. Or if you just need, hey, we're talking about this, I'm good.
Okay.
Anything.
Well, like I said, you're always invited to Friday nights too. So.
Oh yes, most definitely. I'll have to come check that out for sure.
Yeah.
Because it just depends. Because I do my movie Discord.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Friday night, so I'll have to see when yours starts, because mine's 8 Pacific. So. Well,
it starts we start at 7 o'clock straight across every night. So.
Oh, okay. So I should be good then.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. We kind of went all over the place, which is great.
Yeah. That's what she asked me. She goes, what are we talking about? And I go, anything and everything.
Yeah.
I go, anything you want to talk about, and then just we won't talk about anything you don't want to talk about. Mm-hmm. So it's just. Yeah. That's what the whole my brain. Yeah, that's the whole point of these shows, is just to kind of like to bring out the because when you're talking, just like she was talking about, when you're talking about behind the camera, you're just a totally different person when you're talking to the stream. Mm-hmm. And then here it's just like she said in the beginning, it's just coffee talk. Yeah, it really is. It's coffee talk, and I'd enjoyed it, and thank you again so much for having me. No problem. Like I said, I will definitely I'll get a hold of you, and we'll set up a time to do one for serial killers, because I'm totally into serial killers. Yes. You do. I have a degree in psychology, so. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Forensic psychology on top of it. I just like to talk about it, so I'm so down. You're welcome to come in too. You're welcome to come in too, Shadow. Yeah, we can come in and we can have a debate. We can have a debate on serial killers. Ooh, yes. We can rank them. No, I'm just kidding. There we go. Yeah, let's do it. Who's the wildest one? I can kill me some cereal. Yeah, right? I mean, depending on what the cereal might kill you, especially the Crunch Berries, Captain Crunch. It murders the roof of your mouth. Just saying. Yeah. Yeah, I love Captain Crunch, but yeah, I totally understand that one. Yes. Yes. But I really appreciate this. And like I said, I'm just so glad that I actually get to talk to you. Like I said, 2 years I've been following you and everything else, talking to you in chat and everything else, and now I actually get to talk to you. It feels like I talk to you in person, so that's what's cool. Yeah, no, definitely. No, I really enjoyed it, and you've been part of my community for 2 years. Yeah. So I deeply appreciate you coming to me. Seriously, when you asked me, I was so giddy and so excited. I was like, oh, because I don't do any of this. Like, I don't get asked to do any of this. So when I get asked, I'm just like, oh, they like me. Oh, we love you. They really like me, and they want to hear and talk to me. Yeah. And you know what I mean? So I get really excited. So thank you so much again for having me, and everyone tuning in. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And hopefully I see you in his community streams and maybe in mine. Yes. So yeah, if you guys haven't followed her, go follow her. It's really easy. Twitch Pirates with the 3. Yes. That's just me. Like y'all ought to be used to the 3 because of Rebel Dog with the 3. So you should be good with the 3s. Exactly. See, there ain't nothing wrong with us 3 people.
Exactly. So I'm saying they would say don't put numbers in your names, but at least mine's not like Pirates 8456795 right?
And you know what?
You know,
90% of the times, those you can go across every single platform.
this is true.
So,
This is true.
but I type rebel wrong the first time every time. I know. Usually people, and it's just like, yeah, that's the reason why I started going by dog, because everybody's like, why are you gonna 3 in your name? So just call me dog.
There you go.
I go.
Yeah, I always get P-rates
P-rates.
when they see my name. I'm P-rates or Pirat3s, and I'm like, it's pirates. They're like, oh, and I'm like,
Yeah, that 3 just kind of
Where'd you
disappears
get-
out of people.
P-rates. P-rates? So now that's like a running joke in my community. Hey, what's up going, guys? I'm P-rates. You know? So I love it. Absolutely love it. And as I always say, y'all come back now. You hear?
Yeah. You make sure you guys go over there and follow her if you haven't already followed her, because she's an awesome. She's got an awesome community, and thank you guys for her community that came out. I really appreciate that. That's awesome.
I saw you guys.
Don't forget it's International Talk Like a Pirate Day on Sunday. Ooh.
Oh, yes, I've already talked about how this is a problem for me.
She's just going to be going
the video, go to YouTube and check that out, what I said about pirates.
She's going to be going That's all she's going to be doing.
Avast. Ahoy. Hello, governor. And hello, pulpit. That's what you get from me on National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
But
that's me.
Yeah. Is it really National Talk Like a Pirate Day on Sunday?
Is it Sunday? I thought it already passed, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I know they have. It's kind of hard to tell what days anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
Thanks, Hellfire. Yeast. Okay. Yeast.
All right, Oz. He's my friend from down under.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh God, how is it down there?
I like to do accents when people come in, even though I'm horrible at them sometimes. I just like accents.
Berserker Grimm, thank you for the follow.
My birthday is International Talk Like. Oh,
okay.
well.
You gonna talk like a pirate?
You're gonna talk like me? I'm just kidding. Talk like a valley girl. You'll be good. Say like and dude all the time.
Half the country's in lockdown. Oh no, I mean it's all over the news. That's why I like talking to people that are actually from down in those areas that are evolved, because you can't believe what the news says. So that's why I always ask them. It's like, is it true?
Oh yeah, I always go to people when I hear something. I'm automatically like, hey, is this true? Or this is what was said here. Is that really what's going on? Yeah. And I'll get the yes. Or I'll be like, not really.
It's not that bad.
And I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I guess he says half the country, and the news says the entire country's locked down. So.
Yeah, it just depends, I guess. Yeah. I know one half's really bad. The other half is kind of lenient from what I gather.
But.
So, Grim. I just saw Grim. He followed. Hello.
Yep.
Hi. We're ending. But hi.
But I talked her into it. We're gonna do a serial killer episode, because this channel is just for anything. It's just about talking for anything.
No, I'm so down. I know mostly H.H. Holmes more than anything else. So I'm so down just to be like, oh, okay. Like I know Ted Bundy, I know Zodiac Killer, I know the Aaron Hernandez, the Patriot player. I know.
Did you ever look up the Black Dahlia?
I haven't done that one yet.
That is very.
I just started getting into this stuff, so like I am showing my age, because apparently, you get older, you get into Murder, She Wrote, and Monk and all of that. But what really got me hooked was the H.H. Holmes story, because I'm a history person. So anytime you want to talk about history, I'm so down. So.
Oh, me too.
That's what got me hooked, because it was turn of the century. And
well, that's good to know, because I have nobody around here that likes to talk about history, because
I am a huge history buff. Huge.
Here they're talking
Europe history is big for me, And then for America, it would be Civil War era history.
Yeah, the Civil War is kind of like popping back up right now with everything, so it's kind of...
Yeah, I am obsessed. No, I shouldn't say obsessed. I was really into the Civil War only because I know we're supposed to end, but quick little story. I'm into the Civil War because growing up, I would talk to my papo on the phone, and he would tell me stories that he heard as a young boy because his uncle was in the Civil War. So my papa would be on the porch talking to his uncle who was in it, so I would hear stories from him.
Was that were you the one I was listening to that said that they had a book there was a book?
Yeah, so my my papo has a World War II journal.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and then I have his Civil War box.
In
my house. That has they were in Mississippi, so it's all Confederate stuff. But I like it more of the history standpoint. Because it has the money. It has a sword, it has the gunpowder, it has the hat, it has the flag, it has bullets, it has a revolver, and this was some of the stuff is replica that my papa had to get again because it broke or something happened, and then some of it is actually still, it's real, it's from the family from back then, so it's really cool to see in a historical standpoint because it's like, wow, this is actually from 1865.
So would you guys come back with the stream if we sit there and talked about history and serial killers? Would you guys come back for that? You guys are talking about murky autos and all that other crap.
Are we going to talk about coffee and food? Because I'm all about that too. I can throw down on some food talk.
Sure would.
You would love both.
I knew Celeste would. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, even if it's just you and me talking.
Oh yeah, I don't care. Makes
I'll go
good
on
content.
For hours about that stuff. Yeah. No. Anytime.
Okay.
Serial killers, history, movies, music, food.
Food.
Anything
I have to be
Disney.
Here.
I'm all there. I'm game.
Nice.
Just say, hey, this is a topic. I'm there.
Cool.
As long as I'm free, I'm there.
Favorite serial killer? Oh, you missed it. It's H.H. Holmes.
H.H. Holmes is my favorite serial killer.
Mine's Jack the Ripper, but the H.H. Holmes and Jack the Ripper
He is Jack. Yes, so. Jack the Ripper is H.H. Holmes. And if you want to know my reasoning, you'll have to come back for that.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to get into it right now, or we'll be here till like 1 a.m.
Oh, we'll definitely have to plan one of those. Yeah, I'm down for one of those. I said,
I'm totally down.
Cool.
I'm totally down.
So if you guys are totally down, then we'll talk about it here after. We'll talk about it later on, and we'll get something set up.
Yeah, definitely. Ted Bundy. See, that's my second one. I like Ted Bundy, but what's creepy is because I live where Ted Bundy did stuff, so it's kind of like eerie at the same time. So yeah, no, I'm so down. Just hit me up, let me know, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm so down. I'm free this time, and
okay,
I'm there for that. I'm all there. And then I can learn things from other killers that I don't know about that I can be like, wow, right?
Yeah, so, I have to come up with this.
And we can kind of compare too. I think it'd be kind of cool if we can compare to see if there's any like copycats. If they're from way back when, because H.H. Holmes was the first serial killer in America. That's the only thing I'll say. And see if there's any kind of copycats in certain things. I think that would be really cool too.
See, that's why I was telling you about that one time, because like the Black Dahlia and the Zodiac killers, even though the Black Dahlia murders happened in the 40s, the Zodiac happened in the 70s, so that wouldn't have put the killer very old, because I think the killer of the Black Dahlia was like in his early 20s, and so that would put him like in his early 40s or 50s when the Zodiac stuff happening, which that kind of matches the profile of the Zodiac. So.
And it was a little north, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So I remember watching the movie Black Dahlia.
Yeah, the Black Dahlia happened in L.A. and then the Zodiacs happened because that's the only murder. I mean, there was another murder that was tied, but they could never actually tie it together.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Black Dahlia is America's unsolved murder. It's like nobody's. It's never. It's still an open cold case.
Same with HH and same with
Yeah.
well, Jack the Ripper anyway.
But-
But if you want to know Eclipse, you'll have to come back when we talk about it. That's the whole point.
Always
We
remembers
can't
that
get
from
rid of
the
it now.
dentist.
Then we won't have content later.
Just so he knew how to cut her hair, cut her in. Yeah, well, that was one of them. There's been several different. They said that. Yeah, you'll have to come back.
Yep.
That's
what
another
I say. Just
conversation.
come back. Yes.
That cliffhanger.
Yeah. Season finale. We got you with the season finale. Come back next time.
You guys do that. You guys sit there and we'll get one together here and we'll come back soon and you guys get a bunch of stuff together that you guys want to talk about and
Oh yeah.
put together. Go to the Twitter or whatever and just start putting stuff. I'll put a Twitter post up and you guys can comment on it what you guys want to talk about.
Yes, I'm so down.
And then
I am there for it.
Then I'll get with
there for
Pirates
it.
and we'll set up a time here soon. So yeah, because I'm totally down for that kind of stuff. I love the serial killers history.
It has been disproven that Holmes and Jack the Ripper were they're the same person. It has not been disproven, even though they want to say it's been disproven.
I was going to say I don't know how they could disprove it when there's really, I don't know.
You'll just have to wait, because I will tell you everything about H.H. Holmes and Jack the Ripper, and mind will be blown. No. It's the same person. I don't care what anyone says. You cannot change my mind. It is the same freaking person because everything. No, nope. Zip, zip, zip. Not gonna say anything.
They had DNA evidence. They didn't have DNA back then. How could they get DNA evidence?
Nope. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, it was actually tainted, and they couldn't prove it. Anyway.
She's a stubborn
I
one.
am a stubborn one. I am.
Well, I take it this way. If you can come up with facts that proves her wrong, it's a challenge.
I like that.
There you go.
I like it.
I
like it.
Watch for Twitter. Follow me on Twitter.
Yes,
follow her
yes,
on
yes.
Twitter, and make sure that because we'll post it when we get ready to do the first show.
Yes, and I'll dress up like Sherlock Holmes. I'm just kidding.
I'll be Dr.
Actually,
Watson.
maybe. Well, I'll have my magnifying glass. I could get the fake mustache that curls, and I'll have the little pocket watch. And you're gonna have I will do a green screen for this one and put up the fire in the background.
Ooh.
Welcome to our chat.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? You know the little fire
Yeah.
that goes right here, and they're in their chair and their little ascot and their little cigar jacket.
Yeah.
With my water, because it won't be bourbon. Welcome to Murder Mysteries. You know?
Hey, we already got a name for it. There we go.
There we go. Okay, I love it. Okay, we can go now.
You can go now. All right. Like I
We
said,
can go now. Au revoir.
you need a pipe rebel. No, Watson didn't smoke a pipe. She's
She.
yeah. I'm gonna be Watson. She's Sherlock.
Yeah.
Because I'm because I get called Pinky and we get called Pinky in the brain, me and Kami, and she's the brain and I'm Pinky, or whoever the smart one is. I can't remember. I'm
it's
not the
Pinky.
smart one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Pinky.
But anyways, Pirates, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Like I said, if you haven't followed her, make sure you follow her on both of her socials right there, and then
Thank you.
go hang out in her stream sometime too, because she's awesome. Her community's awesome.
Yes, thank you so much.
But Shadow, Celeste, Chad, Oz, who did I miss? I missed somebody. Grim. Thank you guys. Pirates is a legend. She is a legend.
No, you're a legend.
Yeah, you came in. We started at 7. We actually
Yeah.
ran an hour and a half over, almost 2 hours over. But that's good. That means it was good conversation.
Yeah. Content.
Yeah.
It was a good conversation. So.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, look for us soon coming to this channel. Anyways, good show. Thanks, Gun.
Good choice. Bye.
All right. Bye.